that's still like 30 plus years out, you know?
Well, yeah.
Maybe like 20, 25.
I don't know. I think there are a lot of people that were already pretty old when it came out that were interested in it that are still playing now. I would actually love to see like a podcast of like a bunch of like, you know, retired people playing D&D.
Give us a few more years, it'll be us.
Well,
oh wait, we're millennials. We can never retire. I'm sorry.
If you're talking to us, you're muted over there.
Dice octogenarians. That's gonna be our group.
Oh, can we just trademark that right now? Because
yeah, we're
gonna need that in however many years.
Well, that by that point, I'll be like dice middle aged, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're only like what 20 years younger than us. That's no big deal.
Someone want to reach out to PARREN?
Yeah, I can do that.
Who has his phone number? Because he's not answering.
Yeah, he asked what time.
I thought I mistakenly. Did I answer? I answered yes.
Am I unconscious? Hold on.
Yes, you are.
Are you still unconscious? I thought
I might be.
But unconscious, and Eldith is the same. And I just got the Keogh's ointment to put on. But I think I might not do that.
The special K?
The special K. And we aren't talking about horse tranquilizers.
Are you still rolling
no
saving throws?
No,
she's stabilized.
See, she stabilized and then
there he
was like, I did it. I stabilized her. She's fine. It's all me.
All right. I got everybody here. Hey, Theo. Hi, Theo.
Hello.
I love that D&D Beyond gave out some free fuzzy dice.
Not sponsored by D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Listen, I have no shame plugging them even if we're not sponsored.
They're the best. That is what we use.
Platform.
They
Roll
could be better
20
if
and
they
D&D
sponsored us.
Beyond. Yeah, of course.
And
yeah, we really could use some new audio visual equipment. So anyways, now that we have everybody here, we want to make sure we catch up Theo, who was not here last time. So whoever wants to do a recap of the battle that occurred last time, because that's literally all we did last time was fight, and where we stand now.
I would like to nominate Devin, who is probably going to be the most use of inspiration.
Sure. Bringing up out of the abyss on roll 20 right now. Do you mind if I borrow your notes? For this is where it starts.
Yeah.
All right. It was a back and forth battle. We were very close to at least losing several members of our party a couple of times, but by the end, it looked like we've at least got our group back together and the enemy's fleeing. But let's see how we got there. So PARREN yet again saved Eldith. He had turned into, I think, a giant boar at one time to get her out of a stinking cloud or some sort of cloud that was very noxious and poisoning everyone while she was unconscious, and was like had his back against the wall protecting Eldith from several Drow warriors. And BONUMBESTIA brings DRUMBOLI up again, who had fallen unconscious. Down at the bottom of the map, JOVIS and Rohija were holding the door against more people coming. There were more and more coming in invisibly through the back door up at the top as well. We didn't see it, but it silently opened and closed, and then they were there attacking us. Eldith and BONUMBESTIA go unconscious in the cloud kill, is that what it was called? Mm-hmm. And PARREN takes Eldith out of it. I think that's where I was talking with the wild boar. So that was all very, very intense. Everyone except JOVIS went down in this battle. So the mage and DRUMBOLI were fighting for a while after that. DRUMBOLI was stalking him back across and doing some damage with sneak attack, but also being very close to death. There was a demon that nobody would attack because we just had other things to do. And I think the demon kept missing on all its attacks, or at least close to. This is just this ineffective demon who's confused. All of his bosses had run away or were in the process of running away. Like, am I supposed to keep fighting? I guess. Up, miss. And everyone else is like, how's that demon looking? And she's like, nobody has attacked it. It's like round 10, and it's perfectly fine. I think eventually it gave up. I'm not sure anyone ever hit it.
No, Jovis took it out.
All right, Jovis finished it quickly. Yeah. The mage ran away, and the other drow were all killed by us. We stopped them from... So there were a couple of darkness bubbles. This was the one with the darkness bubbles, right, where they were dragging them through. So they can't see in their own darkness, but they kind of knew the path to the back door. So they were dragging at half speed both the bodies of PARREN and Eldith through the dark to get to the back door. And right before they got to the back door, we sort of moved the fight close to them. Several of us bumped into each other in the dark and took wild swings at each other. Eventually, I got a couple of shots on the drow.
I'm sorry to stop you, but we lost Theo.
Oh, well, he's the one we're catching up.
I know. Let's see if we can get him back in a minute.
Sure.
So while we're waiting, Jovis did not fall, but I was down to like 1 or 2 hit points at some point during that fight, so it was almost, yeah. it was stressful.
I never had a TPK in my entire history of playing D&D, but I feel like that got pretty close.
Oh no, that's just gonna spur Devin on in his campaign.
Yeah.
I definitely told Devin a couple of times that Audie was trying to kill us.
To mute the mic. She's trying to kill us.
She's literally trying to
This is fun. Great session.
She's just done with the campaign. She's bored. She just wants to kill us all. Be done with it.
I mean, I don't know what you guys think is happening in Curse of Strahd, but it's the same thing over there.
Yeah, maybe from an outsider perspective, it does look that same way.
I mean, we're all struggling over there, and Devin's like, here's some more people. Like, some more enemies.
Yeah, I was really nervous last night. I was doing terribly, and my disadvantage on skill checks was awful. Oh boy, it was a rough
And
night.
now you're about to murder us all over there.
And now I'm going to kill everybody, so good luck with that. Maybe run away from me.
Just
Maybe
get on
take
the
care of
other
yourself.
side
I'm
of
not helping.
strong enemies.
Yeah, I can do what I can do. I'm very limited. Apparently, I have no choices.
Yes.
So.
Well, and the multi-attack, so you can't just get on the other side of one enemy. You gotta have at least 2 enemies between you.
Well, and not something that'll go down easily either.
It's impossible. Like we're gonna have to figure it out.
I mean,
just knock you out every time. I think.
I did stock up some calm emotions. I don't, if we want to use a spell slot for that, we don't know if it'll work, but it might be worth trying.
Yeah, it's like kind of going up against the power of like a evil death deity.
Sorry,
leveled
viewers.
spells have effects generally, though. Stifling the effect I think would be fine for a calming emotions spell, or at least giving her advantage on her next saving throw.
Right.
Sorry, viewers, you're here for Out of the Abyss, but currently we're discussing Curse of Strahd.
Hey,
That is
D&D is
why-
D&D.
That is why our motto is 1 crew, 2 campaigns.
Dice, baby.
Yeah.
That's the dice part. We double dice. See, it's not just
All right.
Right.
Well,
There's
we've
plenty to
waited,
talk about in this
90s
one, but
song.
I don't want to.
we've waited for Theo. We'll see when he gets back. Let's go ahead and finish our recap. He can read the notes.
Fair enough. So, in an attempt, right as they're dragging them out, PARREN gets healed. As a druid, he was still able to cast some spells. A moonbeam got him to finish off, I think, one of the drow. He got his girlfriend back, Eldith, who is outside and stabilized. And so the current situation is the party is just split on either side of the wall of this magic shop. Outside, you've got Jovis and DRUMBOLI and Eldith and PARREN. A few of us are going to try and pursue the mage that left and try and get some information about why they're trying to assassinate us. Inside is a downed Rohija with BONUMBESTIA, and BONUMBESTIA was talking about maybe coming out to join the tracking and asking, he's not here, but PARREN to come inside since he still has some spell slots and some healing, and he can help Rohija out. That's where we start the session.
Eldith is still inside and bound up.
Oh, thanks. She didn't make it outside. That's right.
It's just the 3 of us. And PARREN is also
Both our
bound
dwarves.
outside.
Mhm.
Both our dwarves are still bound.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing them stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. I always think of them as one.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys We have a reprieve. I'm going to give you guys literally a couple of minutes that will not take up a couple of minutes in game to discuss what it is that you guys want to do.
All right. So one other point to catch us up. I've cast locate object on the mage's shirt, which is how we know where the mage is. So he's 300-ish feet
And
away.
30 feet.
330?
330 is what we ended at.
Yeah, that's what
from
I
you.
330 feet away from me. But we know exactly where he is, which is why we're going to chase him down, and maybe he tries to hunker down somewhere. We'll see. So I think it's got me at the top of the turn order, but I think I just went.
Well, yeah, technically we had ended the round with the Drow mage making its next 60 feet movement, which put him 330 feet away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So Drumboli is going to go first. If you're still near me,
we're going to be, because we're going to be moving into a chase scene, which has slightly different rules than regular ones. We will be re-rolling initiative for that. So that's why you guys have this little reprieve while the mage is looking around for a few minutes trying to figure out where to go. So.
All right. So Drumboli, if you're near me at the start of my next turn, because right now we're right next to each other, I plan to do a second level cure wounds since you're going to be the one catching up first.
Yes, I'm bleeding out, but my legs want to run. Give me a chance. I'm going to find him. I've got a lot to talk to him about.
So that's as planning ahead as I've gotten.
And then I say, PARREN, once you get yourself untied, get yourself inside. Eldith's in there. She could use your help, along with Rohisia. And BONUMBESTIA, if you want to come, now's the time. We're heading out.
Yarg, I'm right behind ya. I'm just gonna leave this ointment here in case anyone needs it.
Just kind of put that on top of Rohisia's stomach.
Not actually apply it to him, you just leave it on top of it in a sealed container.
This is how healing works.
Well, considering some of the medicine checks that BONUMBESTIA was making last time, it's probably how she thinks it works.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that on her and go ahead and run out here to the outside where they are and say, PARREN, I left you some healing ointment, but the losses inside are not feeling so good.
I mean, is this time that we can move, we can do things? Can I help untie PARREN during this time, or are we...
No, you literally have a few seconds to chat what you're doing. You're not taking any actions.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Oh, can I not?
I will let you move your movement speed.
Okay.
I will gurgle my own blood.
But don't worry, you've got a bottle of ointment
as an action
sitting on top
just
of you.
right there. When you wake up in 8 hours, you'll be fine. As long as no more invisible drow suddenly walk in, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Chantel's face.
It's like, there's a lot of them, and they're not all dead.
It looks like PARREN.
All right, I think we can get rid of that darkness.
The Drow are born in sacks like spiders, and thousands of them birthed at a time.
All right, so the way this is going to work, because you guys have a locate object on, you will all roll your initiative with advantage.
Okay.
And then what we will do is we're going to do rounds. You can choose to cast spells. However, keeping in mind that will shorten your distance that you are able to travel. If you decide not to, not to just dash for your action. Mm-hmm. And then every round at the top of the round, you will come across either you may come across some sort of obstacle that you will have to deal with. So he is.
So I'm not gonna. push this, but I do have to highlight that urchin feature in case it's relevant here, since we're not necessarily in combat. You know the secret patterns and flow to streets and can find passages through urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you and companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. I'm not saying we're traveling twice as fast, but feel free to factor that in as we are going through these streets.
So that will so the reason that's strange is because right now the city is in complete disarray. There are blockades in different places that you've never come across. There's skirmishes happening within the city that may impede your chase. However, what I will do is I will give you guys advantage on the roll for obstacles because of that.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's more than fair. Yeah. The barricade, obviously the obstacles are the point of this whole thing, so we're still going to have to deal with them.
Okay. Hey, who knows? You might not at all.
Yeah.
And Drumboli, if you go first, you can still move your 30 and hold your next 30. And I can do my move 30 and cast. So that you can still get 60 movement on this turn. It's not the
and
full
then 90 from there on out.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll see how the initiative order goes. That might make a difference.
Sorry, I'm trying to put it because I also have to keep track of your movement. Obviously, I'm going to move you guys to the main map, but we're not using a map for this. It's mostly theater of the mind, but just so we can show kind of where we're heading. BONUMBESTIA, you are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 from the start line. So the way this is working is, for example, Drumboli and Jovis, you are at 0 feet in this chase. Mm-hmm. The Drow Mage is at 330 feet in this chase, and BONUMBESTIA, you are at minus 50.
Okay. And we got to catch up to him in a certain amount of time with obstacles coming our way.
Basically, yeah. So he will move his speed. You guys will move your speed. However, because you have locate object, he has disadvantage on any abilities to hide from you or hide his tracks from you. So
cool.
Okay. So go ahead and roll initiative. We're going to do that before we head into everybody checking what's going on in the thing while we have
right initiative with advantage.
Yes, you have advantage. He has disadvantage.
Oh, nice. 18.
Okay, hang on just 1 second.
Oh, I'm antsy to know. I'm antsy to know, Drumboli. Because I did good.
My advantage was a 1 and a 3. So obviously I'm got my back turned and my heels planted, listening to Jovis saying, all right, you want me to wait? All right, I'm not in a hurry. Come on.
No, since you're going after me, you're going to get the full 90 on your...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm playing off my incredibly poor dice rolls as intentional.
Oh, welcome back, PARREN.
Yay! PARREN! Just in time.
Yeah, I like that sweater.
Could be a Jedi robe.
Yeah, I was going to say a robe.
This is my first time running a chase, so be patient with me. Internet, if I do stuff wrong, feel free and ream me. All right.
Don't talk to me, yo.
I don't think
before you do that, subscribe and hit the bell.
Yeah.
I think the D&D is pretty light on chase rules anyway, so most DMs have to figure it out on their own.
So he is at what is this? No, garbage. Sorry, moment.
The nerd in me kind of wants to whip up a quick Excel sheet, like to put our movements and stuff.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm doing, except on notes. What was yours, BONUMBESTIA?
18.
All right. Well, the Drow Mage got a 9, so you're all going ahead of him.
I got a 7.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, 1 and a 3 on my roll.
All right. And Jovis, what was yours?
Mine's accurate. 20.
Okay. Perfect. So let's do descending. All right. So on the first round, so round one, we're going to do right here. Round one. We're going to go a couple of rounds without any obstacles. So, all right, Jovis, what are you doing on your turn? Are you taking off or are you doing something else?
All right, so the first thing I'm doing is Cure Wounds, 2nd level. So 16 for you, Drumboli.
Thank you.
And then
16 gets me to 18.
And then I'll use my regular movement, 30 feet, as I'm yelling back to PARREN, get yourself untied and get inside, and maybe look around, see if there's any potions or anything that could help us. And then I start taking off.
Yeah, PARREN, you find yourself, so these guys are taking off after the mage that just escaped. PARREN, you find yourself on the ground, bound up in thick rope. But for now, we're dealing with the chase. So, all right, that's Jovis. Jovis is at 30 feet currently. BONUMBESTIA.
Okay, I'm gonna just take off running outside because I hear some stuff going on and it looks like they need my help, and I think maybe PARREN can come in and do some better healing in here than I can. So I'm just gonna dart outside and use my action to dash.
Okay, that gets you to how many feet?
70.
Did you have that Zephyr Strike thing you were talking
I
about?
have
You don't
no
have
that's-
no
spells,
spells,
man.
that's right.
Quit
Sorry.
taunting me.
Sorry, I'm just teasing. Just a tease.
Okay, so BONUMBESTIA, you went from negative 50 to 20. You are 10 feet behind Jovis. Drum.
Okay, I plant my heels in, feeling a little refreshed. The blood has stopped seeping down my pant legs and onto the dirt of the floor, and I boom myself forward, dashing both with my bonus action and my action, and moving 90 feet in a straight line in the direction that Jovis is pointing me at.
Okay, so I'm going to take you guys to the other map, which is basically just our map of Gracklestugh. Once I find it. There it is. All right. So where you guys are is where you're finding yourselves. Jovis, you feel the extent of this locate object stretch. The mage uses both his action and his movement to move 60 feet. He is now 390 feet away from you, but only 300 feet away from Drumboli.
Should be 360 from me, because I did move 30 feet.
Oh, that's right. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. And he is 370 feet away from BONUMBESTIA currently. And you can, because of your locate object, you definitely can tell that he is using his action to dash at the moment. All right. Sorry, he goes before Drumboli, so that was my bad. All right, Jovis, what are you doing with your next turn?
I'm going to tell him he's moving quickly, but not as quickly as the two of you. As I keep going, I'm going to use both my movement and action to move 60 feet.
So that brings you to 90 feet. Okay. BONUMBESTIA?
I'm gonna... Which way do I run? Which way is he going?
I'm like constantly pointing in the direction, like
I'm following the way he's pointing and I'm running 70.
And he's going this direction at the moment.
Oh, okay, so
He's
I guess
right about here.
I'm probably technically over there. So whatever would get me 70 feet towards that guy.
I mean, that's like in the marketplace, right? Like where we fought the...
So this
giant, I
area
think.
here is where you guys are, is basically exactly the shop, but this is also part of the Blade Bazaar over here. This is the inn you guys were staying at, so he's just beyond the inn.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, I'll start like just beyond the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that. Sorry, get you guys some music for your chase. All right, so that brings BONUMBESTIA to 90 feet. You're right up against Drumboli at this point.
Hey.
Hey.
And actually, you're all three together, I believe, right? Oh no, Jovis, you're at
A little behind.
no, you were at 0, so you're at 60. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jovis is about 30 feet behind. BONUMBESTIA and DRUMBOLI are together.
I have
90.
moved 90 total between the two.
Oh, then I've moved 120.
Because I moved
Okay.
and then 60.
Well, no, you haven't gone yet, DRUMBOLI. That's why.
Yeah, but I
That's
started
why-
30 feet ahead, right? And then I went 90 on my first turn.
Well, you didn't. You guys started at 0.
Okay.
Everybody
gotcha.
started at 0. Jovis had his first turn, but then he also had his second turn. You haven't had your
Yeah,
second
that
turn
makes
to
sense.
move yet. So has BONUMBESTIA. On your turn, you will be far ahead of them.
Totally. I'm with
The mage will continue running. Let's see if he runs into any problems.
Yes, he does.
He will
That's how
have.
this works, right? You ask.
He
and
will
we
have
say yes.
disadvantage. Yeah, he has problems. Okay, takes some damage. And hold on, let me keep track of his damage as well.
Probably rioters or angry Darrow or. Oh, I'm just speculating. Might hear an owl.
Oh.
All right, and he only manages to go 30 feet this round. So he is at 420.
Ah.
All right, DRUMBOLI, you are basically lined up with everybody else, but they've just caught up. What are you doing?
Well, for one, I have some things I wanted to say to this guy, and I don't know if I'm going to have a showdown, so I'm going to start shouting at things at him as I'm running. So I'm going to run monologue as I'm going, but I'm going to spend all 90 feet of my action and movement to go towards the inn, which Jovis has told me. And I'm going to be shouting forward at this mage, whoever he is, because we don't even know his name. It's not your fault, you know. From birth, the Drow were taught that they're superior to other races, and as such you believe yourselves to be the ultimate beings. Lothites possess an arrogance so strong that you're incapable of viewing other creatures as an equal, including members of your own kind. And that's my movement and turn.
As he is only 240 feet away from you, and this area seems fairly quiet so far, you get an idea that he probably heard you.
All right.
All right, so DRUMBOLI, you are... Oh, go away. You are at 180 feet currently, only 240 feet away from your quarry. Now that we begin a new round, we're going to do this in turns. So, Jovis, go ahead and roll a d20 for me with advantage.
It's a 10. Sorry, it was muted.
Okay. So as all of you are starting to move forward, you hit a patch of something wet beneath you, and I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Everybody?
All 3 of you, yes.
Okay. Is
The
everyone
effect
within
affects
10 feet of me?
everyone. Everyone, well, DRUMBOLI is not. BONUMBESTIA is right next to you.
Okay, you get a +4 on that, BONUMBESTIA?
Well, that may help.
I had a 17.
So you're fine, DRUMBOLI. You barely just kind of jump over the puddle. You
Wait,
notice
what's
it
that?
ahead of time.
4 or plus a d4?
Just 4, straight 4.
Just 4? Okay,
Alright.
so
Well, that extra speed I've got, I get like a triple jump. Go just long enough to miss it.
11.
You also miss it. It was only a DC 10. Your foot slides just slightly, but you manage to grab a hold of Jovis and hold yourself up. Jovis?
22.
Yeah.
I'm just
He's strong and
Pulling
stout.
BONUMBESTIA
Are you
along.
still flying?
I rolled another effort too.
No, I don't think I'm flying anymore.
Okay, so you guys are running
Pretty sure
through
that
the
ship's
streets. All right, Jovis, what are you doing with your turn?
I'm sorry.
Double movement still.
All right. So Jovis is at 150 feet. You're just 30 feet behind Drumboli. BONUMBESTIA.
All right. If we feel clear about the direction he's running, I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. You do, because the locate object is allowing you to skip any like survival checks or anything like that because you have a clear direction.
Okay.
So you're going 70 feet, you said?
Yes, 70 feet.
Okay, so that's 160. You're just beyond Jovis at this point, sort of in between him and Drumboli. At this point, sorry?
I think I was just gonna roll a d20 for whatever.
No, that only happens at the top of the round, and whatever the effect is affects all of you. Okay.
I know, I hate it. That's why I did it. I keep forgetting we're just in a chase.
I stab whatever's in front of me.
So he is also having problems right now. Let's see. What does he want to do? He is going to make an acrobatics check to get around a brawl that is happening in front of him as Darrow and Duragar are facing off. Let's see. Ooh, garbage. He takes more damage.
Says Drow.
Oof, not good. You guys might find a bloody mess when you reach him. And he again can only go half of his movement because he is impeded. So he gets up to 450. And he is, however, going to use his bonus action to Misty Step out of there. So a couple of last trips. So what was 450 becomes 480 to get out of it. But if you guys could see him, he would be bleeding and heaving. Drumboli, you're at 180 feet. Jovis, you feel the energy surge forward 30 feet magically.
Okay, so it's my turn, right? As I continue sprinting forward, the ones close to me behind here. I was raised in House Baenri. I know you were raised to shun emotions like compassion or love, for they're easy to exploit. The endured strife led you to be paranoid, with fear of everyone and everything. You seek power and control, but you have missed the power that true friends can provide. You have lost control over the fate of your people. The end result is that you and the Drow are untrusting sadists with a constant readiness to stab others in the back. You are an emotionally stunted people with a tenuous grasp on sanity and scarred minds, among which the individuals like myself are considered abnormal. But I do not seek empathy or pity, especially from you. I am here to reveal the truth of Lolth to you and anyone else around. The truth you would never see in Menzoberranzan. And I get 90 feet closer to him as I continue sprinting around the corner by the end, probably.
All right, 270 feet. He's at 480. You are only 210 feet. You've gained 30 feet on him this round.
Okay.
At this point, Drumboli is far ahead, so I am not going to give the advantage. These effects will not affect Drumboli. However, BONUMBESTIA and Jovis, you will be affected by anything that goes wrong. It's BONUMBESTIA's turn. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Wait, it's BONUMBESTIA's turn?
It's BONUMBESTIA's turn to roll. You rolled last
Gotcha.
time. 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, does BONUMBESTIA still get the advantage, or?
No, because you guys are too far behind Drumboli at this point. That's why you're not. You don't get the. So the effect doesn't affect him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was for his city streets. I gotcha.
Right.
I gotcha.
Plus, I'm in full monologue mode. I can't even talk to you guys about what to look out for.
So as you guys kind of make your way around the inn, kind of around the corner, both you and Jovis, your feet kind of slips in this turn. You nearly run into the wall. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
And you are still within 10 feet of me, so for now.
Rolled like shit.
21.
13.
You both save. Again, you catch on and hold each other up as you make this turn. Jovis, you kind of pull her out of the way before she runs smack into a wall, and you guys make this corner. Jovis, what are you doing?
Running. 60.
Okay. So that brings you to 210. You can barely see Drumboli far up ahead. BONUMBESTIA.
He's getting out of sight line. Drumboli, corner him and we'll catch up and get him when we get there. We're trying to keep up.
I mean,
That's what I
technically
yelled.
at this point I've caught up to... No, I'm still 60 feet behind Dromboli. Never mind.
Yeah.
And then I run 70 feet.
160 plus 70. Someone help me out.
230.
230.
I did put together an Excel sheet.
Alright.
It's up on the stream.
So nice. So BONUMBESTIA, you passed Jovis by 20 feet, no longer taking advantage of his aura. Jovis is lagging behind. Yeah, but you still
I passed anyway. It's fine. Yes.
you passed it. Okay. So that's gonna bring us to the mage. Let's see how he does for his
So as BONUMBESTIA is running
Obstacles.
by me, I'll be like, keep your feet under you. You got this.
Damn, I'm rolling like crap.
She's got sea legs, not land legs. A sailor.
You don't have mud legs. I was in.
God. Up ahead of you, far up ahead, you hear the crash of a bunch of crates and barrels that come slamming down. And he once again only goes 30 feet. He doesn't take any damage this time. So that brings him to 510. However, he is getting closer to the edge of the city. All right. That brings us to the top. Drumboli. I'm only doing this so the effects will still not affect you. Let me see. Hold on. Where is everybody? Yeah, he's within 60 feet. She's within 50. Okay, so you can do this at advantage. Go ahead and roll at advantage.
All right.
Because everyone's within 60 feet. You're just rolling a d20 at advantage.
Gotcha. Ooh, 14.
That's enough. You only need to beat a 10 to not have any issues. So with Drumboli still pointing the way, watch out for this, watch out for that. You all continue taking off, feeling like you're gaining on your quarry. You can see up ahead of you, Drumboli, because you have good vision. He's nearing the base of this large spire that stretches up into with a flat plateau at the top.
So I've got my magical eagle eyes on, and I catch just a glimpse of that flowing, bellowing cloak behind and kind of zero in on it.
You see him kind of scrambling out of the crates and barrels he just fell over as he takes off towards that spire with purpose.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm not using Thieves' Cant, but my knowledge of hand-based languages to continue pointing things out to my folks behind me as I continue shouting out to him, especially now that I see him. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear the truth? Lolth drives her worshippers into heavy infighting under the pretense of culling the weak. We both know that to be fact. However, her actual goal is to hold absolute control over the Dark Elves, to prevent the rise of alternate faiths or ideas, and to revel in the strife that plagues her followers' communities. Your mistress abuses you, uses your house for her sick fetishes, and has such a hatred for our kind that she commands Drow to torture each other for her amusement. You are the slaves, not us. You suckle at the teat of a mother that wishes you aborted. You are a simp and a fool, and there is nothing but shame and humiliation and defeat waiting for you in your house. Lolth will ensure it out of boredom and cruelty. Your days are numbered, with or without my blade. As I move 90 feet closer to the scrambling drow, the toppling boxes, and heading towards the spire.
All right. Sorry, you hadn't gone this round yet. Okay. So 270 plus 90 is 360.
150 back.
Yeah. You're gaining on him.
All right.
All right. So we already did the roll for the top of the round, so that brings us to Jovis.
60 feet.
Okay, that puts you at 270. All right, you are starting to lag behind your party, but you are still seeing Drumboli far up ahead of you.
I'm using this opportunity to pass the information of directional onto BONUMBESTIA, who can then pass it on to Drumboli. We're creating a chain.
You got it. You got it. It's a relay race. All right, BONUMBESTIA.
70 feet onward, following Drumboli.
Full steam ahead.
300 feet. You are just 60 feet behind Drumboli and 210 feet behind the mage, who you can now see is kind of almost stopped at the base of this spire and is looking up.
He's slowed down for some reason, I yell back to Jovis. And that's it.
Okay.
I know.
I don't know, you know.
Does. Okay, so for once, he does not have, for the first time in this battle, he does not have any impediment upon his movement. And as your words are kind of ringing out across this square, Drumboli, he turns around and gives you a look and then disappears and reappears at the top of the spire 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking play.
And then he's going to take off towards the dark lake.
Okay.
Across the top of these spires, which are now difficult terrain for him. So he's only moving at half speed. So he gets 30 feet plus 15 feet. Somebody remind me, is Misty Step a bonus action? It's a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to move another 30 feet with his action. So he moves 60 feet this round. So 570. Drumboli.
Terrain on top slowed down his movement, of course.
Oh, that's right. It did, because he used his action and his bonus action, and he only got 30. I'm sorry, his action and his movement, and he only got 30 feet at the top.
Okay.
The other 30 came from the Misty Step.
Perfect.
All right, Drumboli, what you doing? You have probably about another round and a half until you get to the base of the spire.
Okay, then for sure.
Because it was, sorry, let me just make sure I had
120 feet behind him before he started moving, or 150, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was at 510. So that's the base of the spire is 510.
Cool. That's good, because I've got basically one more sprinting and monologue to go. So I continue sprinting past the boxes towards the spire as I see that little magical flash and apparition up at the top. And I say, I would not be so blind as to offer the hand of Illustre to you. But do understand, there is another option for your house. One that ends the fighting and the torture and allows you to pursue the dream that you may have had as a young boy, instead of the constant fighting the shadows around you. Come with me and my friends. Let us help you to rebuild Minzo Baranzan into a city of charity and compassion. No longer does it need to be the city of spiders. It can be the city of hope, where the great beacon of Narpendel guides the unfortunate and desperate to a place of comfort. Don't hate, create! And I run towards the spire as fast as I can.
Have another inspiration for that speech.
Thanks.
All right, and you do another 90 feet, which brings you to 450. You are very close to the base of this spire, only 60 feet away.
And as I'm approaching, my eyes go to looking for places to scramble. And if I don't see any place to scramble, then I'm looking to run along that embankment towards the Dark Lake, continuing to look for the easiest path up. Otherwise, knowing that the Dark Lake, at least I have a decent swimming speed and maybe can keep along with them there. So that's my future.
You got it. All right, Jovis, we are back to you. You guys are, you're pretty far from Drumboli at this point. So go ahead and just roll a straight D20 for me for effects that will affect you and BONUMBESTIA only.
It's a 2.
A 2. Don't worry, these are not terrible. As you and BONUMBESTIA are making your way forward, you up ahead, BONUMBESTIA, there is a sudden rush from your right as 20 or 30 Drow come rushing out into the road in front of you with Duragar directly at their back. The battle is raging in your direction. I need you and JOVIS to make strength checks, athletics or acrobatics checks, your choice.
Okay. 21.
17.
All right, nope.
So
You
I
guys-
get to do
Go
these
ahead.
spins and through this crowd and like pushing my hands at their heads and just like holding their heads back. They come through and just like swiping their weapons to the side as I'm spinning around through the crowd.
You barrel through them.
I'm just running through the hole that she created, but also like Dawnbringer is just pulsing with energy, and people are kind of taking a step back anyway.
And you can hear her. This is important, Jovis. We must catch him.
On board. All right.
Get out of my way, you little creeps.
So, yep, 60 feet.
60 feet for Jovis. He's at 330. BONUMBESTIA,
70 feet onward.
370. You're gaining on Drumboli. You're 200 feet away from the mage. You're gaining about 10 feet on him this last round.
How far am I from the wall from the spider?
So you are at 370 and it's at 510. So somebody do that math for me.
All right, got
140.
So he is now moving through difficult terrain. Let's see if he comes across any problems. Oh, yeah.
Troglodytes.
I hate those guys.
You, with your keen eyes, Drumboli, see him slip as he's trying to kind of jump across some of these cracks in this spire. His feet slip and he, let's see if he makes it.
Come, we're
He
almost
does not make it. So he grabs a hold and is holding on there. He gets no movement this round.
Oh, shoot. Okay. That's got to be up to
All right. So, Drumboli, your turn.
Okay, so the spire this isn't like a easy spiral staircase that would lead me to the top, right? It's just a pointy artifact.
Yeah, it's basically like a stalagmite.
Yep, you got it.
All right. Okay.
Stalagmite has a G for ground.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Ground might. Yep. So okay, so I rush past the spire, or at least close to it, and sort following along the wall, seeing him dangling there and knowing that it's difficult to move up there. I take as much movement as I can along the ground, but if I see an easy
got
path
it.
up, I will take it.
So at the moment, I will say because you're in a full rush, you can either take an action to perceive, and then I will give you climbing speed basically for your next round, or you can run along the ground and do that next time.
I'm going to do that next turn. Now that I'm on the ground, I want to take advantage of all the movement. So 90 feet this turn, and I'll probably start next round with scoping out.
So that brings you to 540. You are 30 feet below his dangling form.
Cool. I'll have a different plan next turn.
All right. That brings us to the top of the round. You all are far, far behind, so BONUMBESTIA, just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 6.
Oh my gosh!
Immediately behind this group of Darrow and Duragar that you have just made it through, you all find the street covered in dead bodies that Drumboli managed in his rush not to trip on. And eating from all of these dead bodies is a pack of hounds.
Oh boy.
I need dexterity check for everybody.
Saving throw or just a regular check?
Sorry, saving check. Dexterity check.
19.
All right.
11.
You both save. It's still only DC 10. So, how do you guys get past these dogs?
I think there's some food in my pocket, and as I go through, I just have the food out and let them, sniff the food, and then I drop it behind me as I go.
All right. They seem only lightly interested in your food as they have a feast before them. However, if it's pocket bacon, then they're definitely interested. And you watch as they all converge upon this pocket bacon and begin fighting each other.
And I punch one of them in the muzzle on my way in. Like the very first one, I just punch him right in the face as I'm running.
All right. You bitch slap a dog on your way out. Jovis?
Okay, yep, so 60 feet, and, as I'm running by, there's, one slower, wolf that is, just trying to get in this bacon, and he, runs in front of me, not even paying attention to me, and I sort of, half stumble, but continue on my way for my 60 feet.
You got it. BONUMBESTIA?
I'm running. 70
All right,
feet.
you're at 440. You're only 60 feet away. You can see the base of the spire, and sort of to your left, you see DRUMBOLI right just 30 feet below this dangling frame up at the top.
Excellent.
All right. That brings us to the mage. Let's see how he does. 14 and a 19. He is unimpeded this round. So he gets a hold of himself, and he is still at half movement, however, at the top. So he only manages to get 30 feet to 600. And you can see he's only about 100 feet away from the ledge leading towards Dark Lake.
Okay. How much movement did he get away from me? About...
He is now 60 feet away from you.
He started 30 feet above me, and then he moved about 30 feet down the...
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to, I guess, use my action to scope out a place to climb up. But what I'm going to try to do is get another 30 feet of running along the cliffside before finding a way to ascend up. Try and catch up a little bit on ground and then make my way up. I noticed there's a building towards the end. Maybe there's a chance of scaling the building and using that to get onto the cliffside or something like that.
Sure, go ahead and make that perception check.
Okay. Okay. 14.
14 is enough. You see a spot right between the building and the spire that seems straight. And if you were to put your hand on either side, you'd be able to work your way up, kind of like you would up a chimney.
Okay, so with my bonus action, I will dash and use the 60 feet of movement I have to get up there and try and climb up the crevasse.
And you find yourself face to face with this mage.
I stare at him for now. Nothing else. I try not to gasp out of a little bit of exhaustion from just sprinting multiple football fields and try and compose myself.
You can see he's breathing hard. He's wounded, bloody, and he's snarling at you. Kind of the words that you had shouted at him as you were chasing him, percolating in his mind.
I'll go ahead and as I get to the top, I'll use my item interaction to pull darkness out in case discussion is not on his mind.
You got it. Jovis, go ahead and roll that d20 for me.
That one!
Oh!
Ow!
Surprisingly, you start to hear BONUMBESTIA. It's actually in front of you since you are slightly up ahead. Off to your right, you start to hear the creakings of wheels and the snapping of wood. And as you kind of quickly turn around, you see a cart that is on fire, careening down a side alleyway directly in and blocking your path. I need both of you to make dexterity checks. The DC is higher.
Of course it is.
Well, that sucks. That's a nat 1.
15?
So 3.
Bonumbestia, you are unable to make your way past this obstacle quickly, so you are currently at half movement. Jovis, you barely seeing Bonumbestia struggling, you put a hand on her back, leap over her and the cart, and land on the other side. You are not impeded. So Bonumbestia, So Bonumbestia, you are at half movement this round. Jovis, you are still at full movement. All right.
More than half my dice are in jail already. We just started this up.
What you doing, Jovis?
Yeah, I'm just alley-ooping over Bonumbestia and continuing. So I imagine I'm probably somewhere in this general clearing area. So I'm just instead of going towards the cliffs, I'm just cutting straight.
You're kind of, yeah, you're sort of right about there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking straightest line path. To try and catch up to. I see them both up on the spire, thinking.
You do see them facing off.
Oh, I hope this goes well, and I'm still too far away to do anything else. So.
All right. Hold on, let me see real quick what I had here. What do I still have available? 2 and 2. All right, so he has 1 use of that left. All right. Sorry, Jovis, you're going to make it another 60 feet at the base. That brings you to 450. So you, like, the last thing that you do is leap over Bonumbestia. And you're just on the other side of this burning cart. Bonumbestia, you're struggling to get through this obstacle, utilizing your attack first, ask questions later, and solve problems even later approach.
Well, I'm going to get hit by this cart and then run 35 feet, continuing on.
Okay, so 475. You are very close to the base of the spire. You do also see Drumboli and the mage facing off above you.
Okay. Good luck, pal!
Heart's pounding.
All right. So the mage kind of squaring off with you, Drumboli, having heard all of your words, is going to speak. And he says, we will meet again. Count on it. Your destinies allow for nothing else. The eye of the abyss has noticed you, has peered into your minds and found its own weakness. Your lives will never be your own again. You will be hunted, perhaps helped at times. You will stumble blindly in the dark and grope about aimlessly in the sunlight, but the call of fate will not be ignored. Our fates are now bound, racing along the same path to the inevitable conclusion. Do you want to say anything?
We will be hunted, yes, but that's nothing new. I grew up hunted in Menzoberranzan, and I grew up hunted in the streets of the surface. But I will be hunted with friends, with people who will help me, and you will die alone.
As your father did, and he disappears.
Shit, that piece of shit. Where'd you go?
So he is going to Misty Step 30 feet away from you. He is going to use his action and his bonus action to get to the ledge. And with one final look at you, he leaps off of it into the dark lake.
How do you know my father? No.
You all watch as this figure leaps off the top of the this ledge into the dark lake. Splash, all of you, your eyes follow. We are out of initiative at the moment. Your eyes follow. Drumboli, you run to the ledge to look down, and you see at the base there is... Do you want to run or no? You want to stay back?
I want to chug a potion of water breathing and dive off the cliff.
Okay, then we'll stay in initiative. So, but just so you can see what's happening, he dives off the cliff into the water. In the water, as you kind of get to the edge, getting ready to chug the potion, you see 4 crossbows pointed up at you from a boat. that he is now swimming towards.
Oh man,
I can swim.
So can I. But yeah, I put
And
the
these are
potion down.
similar elite warriors to what you faced in the.
So I basically take the dodge action and I hold the shield action and I just say, stand at the edge of the cliff waiting to dodge crossbows, and I watch him swim and get into the boat, and I just say, "Tell me your name."
You know what? Make a persuasion check.
All right. It's a nat 1. I'm going to use my inspiration and try and get a better one. Smallest little die I can find. All right, it's a 16.
All right. As he climbs him into the boat, being helped by his warriors, he looks up at you, and it's really only a 30-foot drop from where you are. You see him pull something out of his gown, and he throws it up at you. Make a dexterity save. Make a dexterity check to see if you can catch it.
All right. Hey, nat 20.
Yes.
24.
You grab a hold of it, and you look down, and you see it is a singular sending stone.
Ooh. Okay.
As the boat begins to make its way out onto the lake, and he just smiles.
I look at it puzzled. Okay.
So, since he jumped down off a cliff, technically he got closer to me, which would put me within range of my Eldritch Blast, so I'll yell up to Drumboli, "Do you want me to kill him still?" Like, looking confused that you just got this gift from this dude or whatever, and wait for a response.
Seeing him catching this and sort of as our eyes break contact, I'll shout back down to Jovis, "Our fates are entwined. We'll kill him later." And I'll back away from the ledge.
And the sort of crackling of my hand sort of fizzles out, and I say, "All right, well, come down safely."
BONUMBESTIA, slightly singed, finally arrives and catches up.
What just happened?
You got away.
You're lightly on fire. One little scale is just lightly on fire.
Do you want me to swim and go get him? I saw him get into the boat. I could...
No, they'll shoot us in the water like fish. We have no chance, but we will find them later. They won't give up the search for us. We'll just have to look behind us if we want to find them.
What did he throw at you? It looked like he was throwing something at you.
It's something, an unusual stone. I don't know. Really, we need to get here and study it, but I don't know.
He's throwing freaking rocks.
It's not a normal rock. It's polished. It's a special material, something maybe from my homeland. It's got inscriptions on it, but I don't know until we spend some time with it. We need to get back. There's plenty to do.
Well, it's a shit show out there. We better be careful. You lead the way.
Yes, we can maybe go a little slower, but we should get back to the others.
You're huffing in your armor.
Yes, I'm quite exhausted. That was
10 rounds and you guys would have reached a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that was close. We're sprinting our asses off.
Doug, I sent that speech to Discord just so you can have it.
All right.
Thanks.
For notes.
I was typing it up and got about 80% of it, so thank you.
You're a maniac, Doug.
All right, so now that our chase is over, we're going to go ahead and return to our friends who are some, still expiring on the ground.
the magic shop.
PARREN, your friends have taken off in a different direction, chasing after a Drow. You find yourself bound on the ground. You can make a strength check if you'd like to try and escape from it. We have you, PARREN? Theo?
Parentheo?
You
I'll
there?
text him again. He might have stepped away during their hiatus.
Theobald? Yeah.
No worries. I will go ahead and make a strength check for Eldith, however. Oh, I should probably bring Eldith's character sheet up. That's important.
LD, Rohesia, and PARREN.
Yeah, I gotta say, all that for 45 minutes was actually pretty dense chasing.
Yeah.
That was very nicely run, Audie.
Yes.
Thank you. That stressed me out.
Stressed me out too.
Glad we got a nice climactic ending.
It was a great confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see how Eldith does.
I really wanted to jump into the water and chase him.
Me too. You don't think I wanted to?
It's like, I've got a climbing speed and a swimming speed. Let me do this.
That water's cold. Do you have resistance to that? I know Drumboli does, but
Yes, I do have resistance to the cold.
All right, Perrin. So, actually, since you guys are down there and you could just make checks until we're all, old people, eventually, after about a couple of minutes, you manage to break the ropes that are holding you tied down, and you find yourself outside the magic shop. Your friends have run off chasing the mage, and Eldith is inside still tied up, and Rohija is unconscious.
And I yelled stuff at you as I left.
About what's going on in there. So you are now free. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll go and tie Eldith and use some potions to...
All right. So first of all, you are untied and you are no longer concentrating on Moonbeam. So you run inside and you find Eldith still struggling against her bonds. You slash away at the ropes and she jumps up and wraps her arms around you and says, I thought they had taken you, love. We were in real trouble there. That one over there, she needs help. And actually, she is going to run over there and drop a 2nd level Cure Wounds into Rohija so that you don't have to use a spell slot.
That's our gal.
Her last 2nd level spell. Oh, that one's cocked. Oh, an 8 and a 5. 13 points, Rohija, as you come to gasping on the floor.
Oh God, where is everyone? They all die.
That's what
I think they've run off. They've run off after the mage. They told us to look around. I don't know.
I know I'm the kill-hungry one, but I find that kind of offensive that they would just leave us here.
I mean, they definitely left us tied up and dying. That's
That's the narrative, huh?
that is what happened. I feel like
That's
maybe we should have a talk about that later.
Probably a good idea, but might take them several hours to get back knowing them.
I hope they're safe.
hey guys, you want to go grab a drink before we get back, or?
No, I gotta check on my...
Grab a drink where? The entire city's on fire.
Which means nobody's manning the bar at the inn.
Free drinks, yeah. All right, but Rohija will get up and dust herself off and kind of just look at the wreck that is this magic item shop that might have once had some very nice valuables, but seems to be mostly burnt and embered and decimated.
All right, so everybody, Perrin, Eldith, and Rohija will make either investigation or perception. It's up to you.
Perception. The fuzzy dice make a muted little like doo, 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 when you roll them.
Oof. Not one for Eldith. She doesn't find anything.
That's 10 for Rohija.
Okay. Perrin, what you got?
Kind of good stuff.
17 for Parren.
Hey,
Nice. Nice. All right. So Eldith is clearly looking in all the wrong places. Rohija, you find kind of digging amongst a lot of the broken things, sort of where some of the clothes were kept, which are mostly torn up. You find a pair of slippers that look so they're like a full slipper that you would foot almost like a moccasin, but they seem to be made out of a strange leather, and the only thing that you can compare it to is the skin you have seen on Parren when he becomes a giant spider. These slippers seem to be made out of giant spider skin, and they are catching your attention.
That's gross.
Parren, you find all sorts of things. Somebody take notes. Yeah?
Doug's on it, right?
Yes.
So, the first thing you find is a green flask a green vial. So a vial with like a green liquid inside that somehow managed to not be broken. And you store that away. You're welcome to taste it or whatever if you want to see what it is. You also find a ornate brooch that is in the shape of a spider and has a large black diamond at the center of it, but not one that's just flavor. You can't use that for Revivify. But there is a brooch shaped in like a black spider. There is also a circlet that would go around the head that seems magical, that looks as though it had been woven from gilded spider threads.
Oh, spider stuff.
Well, she is a drow.
Yeah.
You also kind of dig up from some of the broken, shattered sort of display cases that BONUMBESTIA had utterly destroyed. You dig through that and you pull out a beautiful bow. It is made out of some kind of black wood with runes carved into it. The string seems to be made out of a thick spider silk. And this looks very powerful.
Oh, nice.
And then as you're looking around, you also find a ornate case. It seems like someone tried to pick the lock of this case to get whatever was inside, but they were unable to. It is small, and about the size of like a cigar box, and it has a lock on it.
Got all that, Doug?
I got it.
Good note.
All right. And as you guys are kind of still looking through some of the area and figuring out, making sure that you picked up everything in that place, the rest of the party returns.
Kind of storming, frustrated. I got away.
LD! And I run and hug you.
Yes, thank you, love.
I'm worried about you. I'm glad you came too. They were trying to get you guys back up. They were trying to enslave us again, you know.
Yeah.
We tried to catch that mage. We had to run fast to keep up with him. That little fucker was fast.
There was a getaway boat waiting for him.
Oh,
But
our problems are not over.
Yes, I did get one object from him that he gave up on his way out. Some strange stone. Maybe we can look at it later, but I know we all have a lot to do. Rohija, I'm so glad you're okay. That was a close one. I thought you were gone for sure.
I did a great job getting you stabilized, though.
That's impressive, I say skeptically.
That's debatable. Yes.
Is everyone feeling okay? Do we need an hour to recover? There's no use leaving our building now if we're just going to die on our way to the Flame Keepers.
Oh, I feel like run over dry shite.
I just run straight over to Rohija and just give her the biggest hug and just sort of start, not like weeping, but just like sobbing a little bit. I'm so glad you're okay.
I understand that duty called, but I was honestly surprised to hear that you left my side for one of the first times ever.
Oh.
It was what we had to do, otherwise we might not have had the chance to kill him, and I know it is what you would have wanted, and I'm glad you made it.
A bit of a
That's called gaslighting.
a bit of a backhanded compliment, but
You
I get where
kill
you're coming from.
everything.
Also, we literally said that in the session. We were like, what would Rohija do? She would want us to kill
That's the
her.
name of the episode.
So that's not gaslighting. That
Look,
was
I
fast.
get it. I do get it. I probably would have done the same, but I still just would recommend that you perhaps don't leave me coughing up blood on the floor next time. But
Well, we left
Hey.
you in good hands. Perrin was free. We didn't just abandon you.
I left you with BONUMBESTIA. You seemed fine.
Yeah, Perrin had his feet out the door, though. It was a close one. Perrin, you feeling okay? Glad to have you back.
Yeah, I wasn't free. You left me bound.
But
you
you
were
weren't being
unconscious
dragged
on your
off
way
anymore.
to slavery, my friend.
Uh,
Before I sneakily healed you back and gave you a chance to moonbeam your way out of there, if you'll remember.
In the end, the point is we made sure that you were in safe and good hands before we left so that we could make sure that we could at least have a chance to stop this enemy.
Didn't want too many chefs in the kitchen situation.
It would have he would have gotten away sooner and Drumboli would not have gotten to speak with him. He learned some important information.
Yes. We're never going to be safe, for one. We're always hunted. I'll fill you in on the rest later. But for now, what do you think? Should we collect our faculties and heal up a bit before going to find the Flamekeepers?
I'm ready either way, but I kind of look around and I say, that's probably a good idea.
was there any urgency to us going to the Flamekeepers right away? Other
Just
than
that they're
wanting to
fighting
get
a dragon.
I mean, you know, the city's ablaze out there, but
Fucked either way.
Well, I'm sure they'll have a map in a safe location.
and we've got the egg still.
We'll keep a watch for any big explosions.
Probably a good idea. But I'm glad
Perrin,
everyone's
in
okay.
having been left tied up with the rest of your party, do you share that you found any of these items, or?
sure, yeah, here's the list.
Oh,
You like made a list, and instead of sharing like the stash with us, you're like, here's.
Can you post? Can someone post a list in the?
So if you guys are spending an hour with these items, I will tell you what they are.
I
Do you
think
want-
that's what I'm
Do we
doing.
have time for a short rest that we can do that?
I'm advocating we take the time.
I am
Yeah.
too, really bad.
I certainly could use it. I'm still fairly wounded. You see,
Yeah,
as she's
me
holding
too.
in her side.
I'm not doing so. I don't know how I ran that far that fast, but I feel it.
I mean,
She's
you
at
were
3
feeling
hit
a little
points.
squishy when I jumped over you at that cart.
Yeah, I was not going to make it much longer. You know, we had to go when we did. I am so sorry that I left you behind and made you feel like we abandoned you. That was never what we were trying to do. We have resources that are precious, and I was hoping that Perrin here could take care of some of that healing.
Well, I think
Oh,
we were
he's-
all left in an unfortunate situation given the
Yeah.
circumstances. There's no hard feelings. I'm just saying, if things would have gone well, I would have hoped that you guys would perhaps make things a little bit different. But the past is the past.
Ooh, y'all getting a talking to from Rohija.
I appreciate your sentiments, and we'll keep that in mind in the future. But honestly, for me, if you have to go to do what you got to do, just make sure I'm safe. You know, make sure I'm stable and do what you got to do.
You will remember, Rohija, that I came back outside when I was not doing so hot and saved you from being dragged off as well.
I believe I saved you 2 times.
Contention in the party.
Listen, my appreciation is all there. I'm not saying I do not thank you guys. I'm just
I think we all still have a lot of adrenaline pumping from a very tense fight. I think it would do us all good maybe to just sit down and focus on some of these items and have a little alone time. Come back together when we're in a better talking space.
Yes, agreed.
I'm gonna go to this corner over here where her books might be, and I'm gonna just kind of rummage through her books, see if I can find any information on who she trades with or how she gets goods.
I read on the list there was some sort of locked cabinet. I would love to try my hand.
Locked case.
Locked case, excuse me. I would
About
love
the
to
size
try
of-
my thieves' tools at it.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
No, I'll just look around. I don't know if there's anything else to be found, but
So everything that was going to be found has been found with that investigation check.
yeah, I'm still gonna kind of take a look at all the broken stuff and just sort of in awe of all the damage that was done here, and maybe ask Rohija to help me bring this body to the back room so that it's at least not out on display.
Sure.
The
All right,
shopkeeper.
so you guys take an hour to spend some time with the items, looking around the area. Drumboli, if you're going to try your thieves' tools, go ahead.
Okay, 18.
So you can see there are marks on there from what was probably skilled lock pickers, and they were unable to open it. And as you're kind of trying to follow some of the things that they did, doesn't click open. This is, and kind of taking a look at it, you get the sense this is a magical lock.
All right, well, eventually my arms get so tired and my mind so frustrated that I give up on it. And obviously I kind of give it up for not Agatha, but Anthera. She knew her magic and she had good security. I remember getting through the back door was like a freaking 25 to get through that thing, and I just did it. So I just kind of, in memoriam, whatever that word, in memoriam, just leave this cabinet as a bit of an homage to very, very skilled technician.
So here's the thing. I don't want to metagame, but first of all, it's a cigar box size case. So it can be carried with you.
Okay.
I would highly suggest you take it.
Oh yeah, I will. That's like as a in her memory. I'll keep it, but I'm not going to keep picking at it.
I think you should.
Okay. I don't want to do like that. Can I repeat the skill check over and over?
I will say after an hour of checking on it, you can probably break through. If that is what you're spending your hour on.
That's what I'll spend my hour on. Yeah.
Then
I'm just really curious. I wanted to get to know her. I thought we could have been friends, and maybe I'll find something personal, like a note about how handsome that half-elf was who came into her shop.
About 45 minutes into him picking this thing, he sees me like sit across from him holding up my thieves' tools, like, huh? Huh?
If you
working
want to try,
together,
by all means, I've got a +7, but feel free to take your shot.
So working together, you guys manage to eventually open this case. And as you do, inside, you find, first of all, a sizable diamond.
Oh, that's nice.
300 GP. And alongside it is a scroll.
Not for him.
Sorry, the other one. Jovis. A scroll.
And,
well, I open it up and read it. I know a little wizard spell book stuff, so let me see if I can... What language is it in?
It is in Undercommon, so you are able to read it. This is a spell scroll of Revivify.
Oh, nice. Whew. Almost needed this. But still, I'll hand them both to Jovis, and I say, look, you are a holy man, and I get into a lot of trouble. Keep these safe. The scroll will get one of us back to life if you can't keep us healed. The diamond, I don't know. I figure we'll either sell or maybe you can find use for it with your healing spells.
Do you need the diamond for a scroll spell?
It's there. I'm not exactly sure. I think you still have to have the components.
Yeah.
What else was in the box?
The
diamond
and a scroll of Revivify.
Nothing else? There wasn't a third thing?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Rohija spending some time with the slippers, the sort of moccasins. Sorry, I'm having an echo. Not an echo, but there's some background noise. Yep. And these are slippers of spider climbing.
All right. Sorry, I kind of came in a little bit late. I was actually kind of curious if I could look at the circle if no one else was.
Okay, so whoever spends time with the slippers, those are slippers of spider climbing.
Sorry, I came in late.
The circlet, as you take time with it, it can be worn around the head. It is a circlet of blasting.
Cool.
Oh.
I mean,
Whoever spends time with the brooch learns that that is a very rare magical item called a periapt of wound closure.
Oh my goodness. I know what that does.
The potion. Go ahead.
I would say I'm pretty sure the wound closure one like auto heals you if you were down.
And I had one as Seraphina, I think. And I think that's maybe what it does. I can't quite remember. The potion, which Perrin kind of dips a finger into and tastes since he is immune to it, is a potion of poison. And I will paste the bow into Discord. It is called Whisper. And it does a whole bunch of stuff. So this magical bow grants a +1 to attack and damage rolls you make with it. While you wield Whisper, you gain dark vision to a range of 60 feet. If you already have dark vision to 60 feet, you add 30 feet to it. You can communicate telepathically with any willing creature you see within 30 feet. And while you are hidden or invisible, your attacks with this weapon deal psychic damage instead of any other kind of damage. As a bonus action, you can roll a DC 15 concentration check. If you succeed, attacks you make this round do not end your invisibility or reveal your position. If they otherwise would. If you fail, you can choose not to make attacks.
very cool.
Nice.
I would like to have that.
I was kind of pointing at her. I think that'd be awesome for her.
I don't think anybody else really has the ability to use a longbow like that.
Well, it's
There's an Eldith, but
yeah, they could
no.
go to Eldith,
Give it
but
to Eldith.
I don't
No,
know.
don't give it to Eldith. I
Very
didn't give
rare
this
magic item to the NPC. But it could be a hand crossbow, but I'm not really a dual wielding type of
Any
rogue.
bow.
I like to use...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I could use the hand crossbow, but I like to keep my bonus action free, and I don't usually use 2 attacks a turn if I'm boom blading, so I'm happy giving it up to BONUMBESTIA if you want it.
I want it. Please, oh please.
Yes,
Whisper in
all yours.
darkness.
That's right.
Let's go
Oh,
fuck some stuff
Whisper
up.
in darkness. Whisper in the dark. That's our new name. Whisper in the dark.
Honestly, I feel like I go down a lot. I don't know. Rohija and I might be good candidates for the periapt of wound closure. But me being on the front line, but being a rogue could always use extra healing.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly could use it, but if any...
Did you want the circlet? That seemed pretty good for you.
Yeah, I feel like having a good range like magic option for me, at least just once a day, sounds pretty good for me, so I'll take the circlet.
And aren't you like an Amazon princess?
Yeah, that too. Queen, actually.
A queen?
That's right.
Now you have a
Please.
crown. Jovis, did you have any preference for any of the items listed?
I mean, I've got Dawnbringer, so, you know, if you guys want things, I feel like you should have priority.
Or Perrin?
Can I do any of those fit? Can I use any of those?
Any of them can be used, yeah.
Let me get I guess I gotta look up the ornate brooch and see what that does.
Periapt of wound closure.
So,
Oh,
while you're
that's
wearing
the
this
same thing.
pendant,
Gotcha.
You stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
And in addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, you double the number of hit points it restores. So that would be good for any of our healers to have on hand, which would probably be...
No, I don't
Cleric.
think it has anything out of healing. I think it's just when you're taking a short rest and you get to roll your like however many hit die. It's that, not like healing.
Yeah, but it
die.
keeps your healers up.
Right, it would bring your healer back to...
It stabilizes them. I mean, until the healer can get there. I feel like
True,
it's
you're
more
just
useful for
stabilized,
someone.
You're not conscious.
It's probably better used for the squishy, for being honest.
Yeah, no, you're right with the whole only getting stabilized tonight. Correct.
Plus, I like being reckless, and I can dive even more past the front lines and fall down, knowing I'll just come right back.
Yeah, no, I'm all for DRUMBOLI taking it. Seems like it's good for him.
Just Perrin and Eldith usually stay backline anyway.
Well, Perrin's got extra hit points from all his shape changes.
Right.
Yeah.
He's pretty tanky.
Maybe the potion of poison for Perrin.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can.
Perrin, you want some poison? That seems to match Druid stuff.
Or what am I going to do with that, though?
Poison somebody.
Yeah, poison somebody. Maybe dip weapons in it. I think applying those to like blades is something you can do. Or, yeah, sneaking in somebody's food in the future. Or, I don't know.
Force somebody, grapple somebody, and force them to drink it.
There you go. Get creative.
That's what I would do with it.
And stab me again at night, Drumboli. Watch.
Oh man, that's fair. That's fair.
Stab me, I poison you.
I apologize for that. Well, I'm going to try harder to be a better friend.
We've already started to fix the madness. We're gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna stab anybody from now on.
Right.
Probably.
Right. I feel like we stopped the madness that's causing the stabbings.
That's right.
We're working well together. Let's not ruin it.
So I did a little bit of quick Google searching, and it looks like you do not need the consumables when you have a scroll because it's part of making.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So the diamond's just a bonus.
There you go.
Do we find out how much it was worth so we can log that in our inventory?
300 GP.
Sorry.
But we need to log it as a diamond and sell it at some point, I assume.
Yeah. Unless somebody miraculously learns Revivify, according to Tasha rules.
I might
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
part cleric.
in 4
Although
levels.
you have to be
Well,
like.
Tasha
yeah.
allows a lot of different people to learn it.
Yeah, you can roll for it if you're casting. I don't know if you can do it if you're not a spellcaster, but I know you can certainly roll for it if it's above your level.
Well, I have a druid in another campaign that, through Tasha rules, learned Revivify.
Oh, okay. He didn't take the feat where you're like learning stuff from other people. No, Revivify would give you a
it's
5th level spell or a 3rd level spell.
no,
Interesting.
it's Tasha rules. It allows you to expand your spell lists.
Oh, it's on an expanded spell list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
For some reason,
Is it Twilight Cleric?
No, I think my cleric. No, it's not
Or I
a
mean,
cleric.
druid.
It's a
sorry.
druid.
A life. What do you know? What kind of druid they are?
I'm trying to remember now. I think it was. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. Just curious.
Water druid, I think. Circle of the water, or what? Circle of the land, seaside, or whatever.
Yeah, Circle of the Land's a thing.
I can't customize the spell Scorching Ray. It's supposed to be a +5 to hit as an innate, like, to hit with the item, but I can't edit the spell. Anybody might know how to do that?
Weird. I may have to do it, but we're gonna have to figure that out later. So maybe put it in your notes for now.
Oh, did I find anything behind the counter? Like for her notes?
So anything of importance other than the things that you guys found have been destroyed. It is clear she did not live here, so she did not keep her personal belongings here.
No, I'm looking for like shipping logs. How does she do her shipping? Who does she buy from? How does she trade?
BONUMBESTIA is trying to like connect her homeland up with like some sort of trade route, so she's looking for like ledgers of shipments or any sort of dealers that she can get records for.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. All right. That was 8.
All right. So some of the books have been burned, but you do find a few, but mostly what they mention is ways through the Dark Lake. And most of them connect to, hang on, let me tell you where they come from.
D8 +1.
Sorry. Hang on just 1 second, because I didn't expect that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. So it looks like a lot of the trade routes coming through are coming from Gauntlgrim. And a few were coming from Slubladoo. No connections to Menzoberranzan or Velkenvelf. Hang on just one second. Let me see one more thing. Eldest. Yeah. And when you point that out, Eldith kind of speaks up and says, aye, that's my home. Grim.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it sounded familiar.
We do a lot of trade with the Duragar here.
You do? Are you, what kind of a trade are you in?
Well, I don't do that. I'm a fighter and a scout.
In your lands, I mean. What are your most exported goods?
We do a lot of zerkwood, some precious jewels. We do some mining, things like that.
Well, maybe it would be worthwhile for us to, once we're out of here, see if there's a way to connect our two cities up.
I will have to return to Grim once we escape the Underdark and meet with my people. We're more in the upper levels of the Underdark, and I cannot find my way there from here. But
well, surely I would go with you. Of course, I'm pretty great at getting around places, finding my way sometimes.
Well, from topside, I can find my way there, but I have to make sure and introduce any new guests before you arrive.
Yeah, I mean, you had talked about maybe appealing to your king about bringing a military operation down to Menzoberranzan. So, I think I absolutely would be interested in helping you with that endeavor.
Well, we'll have to figure out first what's going on, and then decide if our army is even large enough. We may need more allies than just us.
Aye, this is likely to be the case.
So, it reminds me of something that strange mage said on his way out. He was talking about how the Eye of the Abyss is on us now, and how we're going to be hunted, and how the Eye of the Abyss has found its own weakness in our minds. He said minds, as if he was talking about us as a group. So, he also mentioned going to the surface, and said that we would stumble blindly in the dark, but then grope aimlessly in the sunlight. It's like he's projecting what our future is going to be, but saying that our fates are bound and we're racing along the same path to the same inevitable conclusion, which just seems grim, but non-specific.
That guy sounds like a real asshole.
I mean, the conclusion could have been him dead on a boat, but, maybe this stone has some importance.
He had 4 archers with him that looked ready to fire. I just didn't think we had the odds in our favor. But yes, I also have this stone in my hand he sent me, and I've been trying to peer into my arcane knowledge, which has been very small, things that I've found in dumpsters outside of libraries. But I don't know, Adi, is there anything I can find after looking at this stone for a little while? Or do you want to save that for a future short rest, since I was mostly looking at the wound closure?
Yeah. Between all of you guys looking at different things, you can notice that this is a sending stone, a singular one.
Right.
Wherever its pair may be, you're not sure.
All right, well, I'm going to leave it untouched for now, but mention that I've got one side of a two-way communication device, and I'm not ready to find out what's on the other side.
Does it have to be activated, or is he listening to us right now?
Let me see. When you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know the fact as soon as you use the stone and don't cast the spell. Once sending is cast through the stones, they can't be used again until the next dawn, so they're once per day.
So they shouldn't be able to listen in.
Alright.
Like I said, I'm not going to reach out for anything right now. This is all very new, and I think we need to get out of the city before we do anything new.
Agreed. Are we
You still have to deal with that egg.
Are we ready
All
to
right.
return this egg? Did we get
After-
benefits of a short rest?
Benefits of a short rest, roll your hit dice if you're going to.
After kind of sitting in the corner a bit for a while, just kind of like looking at the circlet, Rahija eventually looks up kind of teary-eyed, remembering a time where something like this might have been gifted to her.
What are we doing? I think we all miss home a little bit. Some more than others, but we all know this isn't the place we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Good hit dice roll for Eldith.
Oh my goodness, look at that hit dice. I don't know if you guys are looking. Look at the hit dice roll on mine.
You're absolute shit.
I'm not seeing. Is yours on D&D Beyond? I just got a 12
Yeah.
and a 10, so I'm
I got a 6, a 10, and an 8
nice.
on D10s.
Nice.
Oh, nice, yeah.
That's good.
I figure I can use the periaptive wound closure on the hit dice for this short rest, because since we roll the dice at the end of the short rest,
Sure.
I attune to it during the rest. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm sort of like, as I'm recovering, I start by the rest feeling really poor, but man, I just make some speedy recovery and seem to be getting at it faster than I normally am. And maybe it's just the drive and fury of this man, but I'm ready to go back out there and finish our job now.
Make a perception check for me, Drumboli. Not sight based.
Gotcha. 6 plus 3.
Actually,
is
sorry. What's your passive?
Yeah, no problem. That's a 13.
As the short rest comes to an end and you guys start gathering your things and you have your new periapt attached to you, you feel like the ring on your hand has gotten just a few degrees warmer.
Interesting. There might be something going on in there. I'm not keen to see what happens when we smash it and see it fall out. I know I'm not going in there. I can't anyway until after we have a long sleep. But the plan is we get there and we smash the ring. The dragon egg is the only thing I have stored inside, so it should come out in whatever form it has taken while in that space.
Oh, shit. Could it have hatched?
I don't know, but the ring feels a little bit warmer. I know the egg needs warmth to keep it safe, so it could be warming itself. Maybe the ring is helping it by warming it, and they've formed a relationship. I don't know what's happening. My finger's just a little hot.
Yarg.
But let's get there and attack it from far away is all I'm saying.
All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and not take a break, and we're going to push through this so that we can end a little bit earlier tonight.
Cool.
If you guys need to take a little break, you're welcome to do so individually. But what is the plan, team?
Well, we want to find, not to take the lead too quick, but we want to find the Flame Keepers who are currently, I think, trying to keep the red dragon in his keep. We want to get there with avoiding as much of the Drow fighting as possible, probably being stealthy. And I don't have any side business. That's my input. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyone else?
Necessarily need stealth explicitly, but I think with understanding that the city's not exactly as he would normally find it, but we're just following Drumboli through back alleys to try and avoid what we can, and maybe back
as he's not moving, as he's not running after a quarry, he does get the benefits of his abilities. So you guys begin to make your way past the now destroyed wall that was containing the Dark Lake district, and you come to Lodger's Furrow. Unfortunately, the bridges on this side of the city have been destroyed, so you find yourself having to make your way all the way back to the original bridge over here, which you were able to cross last time. And you do so without any problems, continuing down along the edge of Lodger's Furrow, past the Hold of the Deep King. As you guys approach the Hold of the Deep King, which is, sorry, let me just tell you what that looks like since we never actually got to go there. The Hold of the Deep King is a dark and foreboding edifice lodged between two great columns that rise up into the thick clouds of smoke that conceal the cavern ceiling. Giant basalt braziers filled with molten lava bathe the palace facade in a hellish glow, and the thick stone walls bristle with iron turrets and battlements. Currently, these battlements are fully manned, as well as the iron turrets. You can see that there is a large battle happening between the Darrow and the Duragar in front of the of this hold. But you guys are able to easily skirt it as Drumboli leads you through the city streets. And you guys begin to approach where you originally had met with the Flamekeepers, which was essentially right around the corner from the entrance to Timbershad's cavern. The smell of smoke and crackling fire assail your senses first. Here, the city is burning, completely ablaze. The sound of stone groaning and cracking leads your way through the smoke, an orchestra with the screams echoing across the city. You stumble here and there over charred corpses that will never be identified. Minutes of being lost in the haze, your lungs burning, and you come to a familiar opening in the road. The square just outside the building you had met the Flamekeepers previously. The ground shakes under you at various intervals, littered with corpses that rattle and shift as it does. Shouts just a little further up the pathway, and every now and then the intense heat of a searing flame cuts through the air. Rounding the corner, you find a ghastly scene. Walking is nearly impossible as there are mounds of smoldering ashes that were once people, or that were once Duragar. Now only charred bone. A handful still stand against the onslaught, their armor singed and some heavily burned. The smell of scalded flesh fills your nostrils as your eyes drift upward. There, the great wormsmith himself, Timbershad the Red Dragon, struggles against his trap. His long neck, ridged shoulders have already torn out of the enclosure that was his home, and only his bulbous stomach, overextended from years of being fed like a kept dog, holds him locked inside it. But the stone is quickly giving away. You see behind this facade of different Flamekeepers and guards that are still trying to hold this area and hold back the dragon, you see Gartokar Zundorn, the Flamekeeper you had made a deal with. He is wielding, you can see his hand extended forward, his other hand wrapped around his Flamekeeper symbol as he maneuvers a large sword flaming with radiance, a spiritual weapon attacking at this dragon. Though the attacks don't seem to be trying to do damage, they seem to be trying to push the dragon back into its enclosure, but making no headway. What would you guys like to do?
What a ghastly scene. And all the bodies.
Should we tell him he can kill the wormsmith, that we have the egg?
So, can anybody talk to him in his mind? Do the mind talky thing?
No,
Nobody.
that's my cousin, the cleric.
All right.
This rock only works one way, but only to the person holding the other side, I think.
Oh boy, that's no good. That mind talky thing would be real good right now.
All right, I mean, we can go up and try and find a second in command, or simply go interrupt him mid-swing. So, I say we go to the front and see if we can find a second in command who's not actively dueling the dragon.
Yes, if the wormsmith sees us talking to them, if the wormsmith wins this one, then he might not look friendly upon us, whether we have the egg or not.
You want a
A
head
swath of flame goes past just up against the wall, not close enough to hit you. However, once it diffuses, you see only charred bodies left on the ground. Gartokar begins to back up slightly, still keeping in range. He's about 60 feet away.
We should just yell his name and get him to come over here.
All right. I rush forward about 30 feet. I try and have the distance between us, and I say, "It is done. We've got what you need, Gartazar."
Gartazar.
He looks around confused, as though that's not really his name.
Gartagarzar.
Look, we've got it! That's what matters!
The mission is complete. What do you want now?
So as he kind of turns his attention from the dragon, you all see the radiant sword fizzle out. And several other guards rush in ahead of him, still trying to push back with lances and with simple weapons against the massive form of the dragon that is just looming over you all. And Gartokar turns around and sees you all, and you can see a look of relief just pass across his face. And
did it.
He rushes towards you, and leaving his other flamekeepers to handle the dragon, he grabs a hold of the first person that he can find and pulls you all around the corner out of sight from Timbershod, who is now slamming his large clawed fists into the rock, trying to get it to break as he squeezes and inches forward. And Gartokar says, "Have you done it? Do you have it?"
I do. It's in a space which we can find by destroying this ring. I've hidden it inside for safety. All you need is one mighty blow and the ring will split and expose the egg. But I warn you, it is getting warmer. I take my ring off and I show it to him, but I don't hand it to him yet.
That is strange. Was the egg hatched when you found it?
No, it was whole and cool. Well, warm to the touch, but not hot. I get the feeling it's evolving inside.
It was being kept over flames. It was warm. It was
that's right.
Yet.
If there is no live fire under it, it will not hatch. I don't know what this warmth is, but I don't believe it has anything to do with what you have inside.
That's a relief for everyone but me, I suppose.
This is a great relief to me, as well, as now we no longer have to try and hold back the wormsmith. We can actually defeat him. We have lost a lot of our force just trying to get him back into his enclosure. A deal is a deal, however.
We've had a rough side of it too. We have eliminated a source of madness that was driving many of your city to do dangerous things. But we only need our safety map that we promised us from you, and we'll deliver the ring. I know you have something to get to, and so do we. This revolution is not kind to us. We need to get out of here. Do you have what you promised?
I'm sorry, you said you've rid us of the madness?
Now, I'm sorry if you weren't aware of it, but I guarantee you those in the Stone Speakers and others in the city certainly were, myself and my party included. It's something you won't have to worry about, and you should be grateful if you haven't to this point.
You see him look back and call to one of his guards, "Locke, go check on the king's state of mind." And you see one of them start rushing off towards the hold of the Deep King.
Has the king been troubled?
There have been problems. He's been erratic, attacking people in his sleep. It's been strange. I did not know that there was madness. This explains a lot of the things that I've been receiving, a lot of the information that I've been receiving from all over the Underdark.
Yes, there have been Duergar, the Grey Ghost, we learned, hiding in secret tunnels where the Darrow live, performing ancient, sick rituals to try and draw about these mutations.
If we think back, do we recall anything while we were down in the caverns that sort of may have been sort of resembling the king?
No, you do not. At all, in fact.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of mention, well, we definitely drove away a lot of the madness, but we didn't find anything directly affecting the king, so hopefully he is well, but we cannot guarantee it.
I have been receiving information from different spaces throughout the Underdark. Are you certain? I know things are dire here, but are you certain you want to venture out into it? There seems to be danger and madness cropping up everywhere, in every location.
It's not our choice. It's our fate. It drives us forward up to the surface and then back down to the depths.
Then I will give you what you asked for, if you give me what you asked for. But first, a warning. Wherever you are going next, keep an eye out for any strange happenings. This madness has spread through the Underdark like a wildfire, and I am not certain you should feel safe should you reach the surface. Whatever it is has taken the Underdark in a matter of weeks, and there is no telling how long before it reaches its tendrils in the above world.
Yes, you might say that we are all drawn to some inevitable conclusion. There's no running from this for long. I think we all know that.
Well, then I wish you luck. There are 2 places that I know of that will lead you to the surface. Each of these places will have a hidden portal there. This portal will take you to a sacred temple up above the surface. I do have a map, and you can see he reaches into a very small pouch at his side, and he reaches his hand all the way down to nearly his upper arm, clearly far beyond what this small bag should contain. And he pulls out a rolled up piece of paper. And he says, the 2 locations you may go towards are Neverlight Grove or Blingenstone. Neither of these are good prospects. The information coming out of Blingenstone is next to nothing, but I have been hearing from the Neverlight Grove, and they also seem to be having some troubles with some sort of madness. Oh. There are benefits. For example, the road to Neverlight Grove will be much more dangerous. You will be traveling on foot through caverns and tunnels of untold danger. What you will find at the Grove is a community of Underdark fungi. It is extremely isolated and very difficult to reach. However, yes, what? Who is Stool? What is a Stool?
You may not know. We knew a fungi who was traveling with us for a while, a small mushroom species with mental telepathy capabilities. He was a friend for a short while.
Yes, that is exactly the type of community that you will find there. However, from what I understand, they have been having problems there as well. I cannot promise it is as safe as it once was, and the road there will be extremely dangerous. Now, Blingenstone is another matter. You may use one of the boats and travel through the Dark Lake to Blingenstone, but it will bring you close to the City of Spiders. Perhaps too close. It is up to you. However, Drow do not dare step foot there, so I would be careful, my friend. However, the road there will be much less dangerous as far as I knew last. And the location it's called the City of Speaking Stones. It was a deep gnome settlement, an ancient one. And for a long time it was abandoned. But recently they have been taking it back and clearing some of the tunnels. And they have found a portal there to the surface. Last I heard. So those are your 2 options. Now, give me what you came for.
Of course. I place the ring on the ground and I look over to probably Jovis or Rohija and I say, if one of you will please make a strike against it and I'll stand back. The AC of it is my spell save DC for Warlocks, which is like 13. I'll double check that. And the hit point is my proficiency bonus plus my Warlock level, which I think is 6 at this point. And it's immune to like psychic damage, but that doesn't really matter. So if one of you guys want to take a shot at it, I say...
I do have Grape Master that I can use that might actually just guarantee...
So wait, I'm sorry, I have a quick question. Do you get that ring back once it's destroyed, or how does that work?
With a 1-hour ceremony, I can summon another one.
Okay.
A replica, as I say, sorry, Warlock, I ruined or lost that one. Can I have another one, please?
Got it.
So the AC of the ring is 12. So
All right,
13 Charisma Warlock.
Because I don't think Dawnbringer will actually approve of you using her to smash a ring, I'll go ahead and take my pike and kind of shorthand it up near the top so I don't have to use the full length and just kind of smash down.
You got it. Go ahead and roll.
15.
Yep, that hits. The AC was 12. It's got 6 hit points.
Yeah, I destroy it in 1 hit.
Rohisha very casually almost just lets what weapon are you wielding right now? Your pike or your
Yeah, I kind of choked up my pike, so I'm just holding it like up near the top.
And just very casually just crashes it against the ring. The stone of the ring shatters, and there is almost like a sucking sound as though all the air in the area has been sucked out. And then boop, a fully formed, unhatched egg appears.
But also like random fish bones and bits of trash and like Kleenex and like leather scraps. And, like, oh, I didn't clean up.
There is a pile of debris and detritus with an egg on top of it.
Yeah,
and
drum.
sorry. I've spent some nights away from you guys. I'm sorry.
Gartakar picks like some kind of trash off the egg and throws it down, and then calls to a couple of his guards, and they come and they take the egg and start leading it away from Timbershod, deeper into the city. And he hands you a map.
All right. I'll go ahead and take it just because I'm sort of taking point. I do lose the extra 3 damage I get once per turn as I don't have the ring on me anymore. And I say, quick, what's the quickest way out of the city? Which way would you recommend?
There are 2 ways depending on where you decide to go. If you decide to go to Blingenstone, then take one of the boats and head east across the Dark Lake. If you are heading back to the Neverlight Grove, you will go back towards Cairngorm Cavern and take the southernmost way into the mountain.
I see. Best of luck. I really do hope that your side ends up winning out and gain some stability in this city. I'm sorry we can't do more to help, but we'll see what we can do about all the horrors escaping the Underdark.
Maybe let those Darrow go, man. Like, slavery is bullshit.
Well, the battle is nearly won in that department. I fear in some ways slavery has ended in Gracklestugh, though it ended in blood. As far as this battle goes, now that we no longer have to hold the dragon back, and we can actually take fatal shots at it, I believe we have a good chance. You have saved us. Please keep hold of your Flamekeeper badges as a reminder of my gratitude. All right, team. Which way you heading?
I don't know.
Right,
we got a little conversation. We got Blingenstone, we got Neverlight Grove. They both sound like wonderful places.
If anyone wants to try and remember things that they've read or seen, you're welcome to do some history checks.
Yeah. So the proximity to Menzoberranzan.
Nat 20.
I know anything about if that... Like, I know we can't go there, but it's just going to create a...
That's up to you. That's no longer a suggestion from the DM. You do what you want to do at this
that's
point.
always like... You can convince me that we need to go to the surface first, but that's always Drumboli's recommendation.
No, at this point, I have no more convincing left. You guys have reached a point in the story where your choices are entirely your own.
So I want to hear what you guys want to do.
Rohija, she's not the smartest person ever, but she is the one that primarily was doing the map creating for Jovis and I. So she kind of tries to think about the 2 paths that we are destined to take, and trying to think.
Well, you think back to your trip that you guys made here, kind of looking over some of your older maps and seeing where you marked problems, and you had very few problems on the water, in fact, for 2 weeks of travel. Mostly it seemed to be gathering food and, random monsters here or there. Back when you were still moving through the tunnels, you were having a little bit more trouble. You were having some cave-ins, some different sort of diversions and directions. However, at the end of a more difficult trip, the Neverlight Grove seems safer, maybe? As far as you know, from what Gartakar told you, as far as Blingenstone goes, the trip would be not on foot, would be through the waters again. The Drow do not go there. period. You do know that much about Blingenstone. It's an ancient city that you have definitely read or heard about before. And it was lost by the gnomes a long time ago, and only recently, in the last 10 years or so, has started to be repopulated, and they're having to clear out all of the tunnels and all of the different things that are going on there. So there's a lot of unexplored territory. The location is probably a little bit more dangerous, but the road there is safer.
Wasn't the City of Spiders where you wanted to go? As I'm looking towards DRUMBOLI.
I need to find out if my mother survives. I know my father died, but my mother was taken and not killed. It's the only thing I really want to do besides travel with you all and help you accomplish your own goals. This may be something that we'll need to get to later. I suspect it's the source of the monsters, the visions, the nightmares, everything. And I think that what you would all recommend is we go see Eldith and her father and try to gather some support first. But yes, I want to go to the City of Spiders and see for myself what lays there and what of my family is left. So I vote for Gracklestugh. No, that's not the name. What is it? Blingdenstone. I vote for Blingdenstone.
But it sounds like you don't want to go to the City of Spiders until we've visited.
No, I do. I was talking for you all. I hear that argument from you all coming to me, but I just want to go there.
If we decide to go to Neverlight, will you still be joining us?
Of course, because I know my path can no longer avoid Minzobaronzan. It's not up to me. That mage made it perfectly clear. So even if I go to Neverlight Grove, we will then go to the surface, and we will find our way back down because the problems will not go away. So yes, I will travel.
I'll sort of look around at PARREN and BONUMBESTIA and Rohija and say anyone, you know.
I'd like to hear what PARREN was thinking about.
Yeah, wherever Eldith wants to go.
There you go.
This all checks out.
Right.
I mean, I think we probably should get to Eldith's people next, but I don't know.
We won't be able to go there. We won't be able to go there immediately, even if we make it to the surface. I will need time to speak to my people on my own. You will need to be doing your own thing for a while.
Both of these routes take us to the same temple on the surface. It's just a matter of which route we take to get to the portal.
I like one that doesn't have a lot of drow in it.
No drow, in fact.
What about you, Rohija?
Well, I'm exhausted, and anything that takes less physical efforts is welcome to this point. But
Alex's character is perpetually exhausted.
Yeah, I'm like, are you actually exhausted in this campaign too?
I don't have exhaustion, but you know we've been going nonstop for a while.
Yeah.
So what was Eldith's recommendation? I know she tells us we can't go straight to her hometown, but do you have a preference in the path that we take to get there, or would you prefer to go there via City of Sentient Mushrooms or via a newly burgeoning underground city of gnomes that's being repopulated?
Well, I don't know which choice would be better because I've never heard of any of these two places. I mean, I've heard a little bit about the Neverlight Grove. It was once a beautiful and safe place. It was a paradise from what some of my people told me. It's a little bit closer to my place from what I understand, but I don't think that's true anymore. If everything in the Underdark has been corrupted, we can expect problems no matter where we go. As far as going to the City of Spiders, well, I'm with you, DRUMBOLI, and you've saved my life. I've saved yours. That makes us bonded in my culture. So, if that's where you want to go.
I mean, maybe we could just check on your mother and get her out to the city.
Right. I'm not saying we need to perform any miracles. I just want to know her status. I need to know if she's alive, if she's being captured, if she's a high priestess, how our house is doing, some news, and then pursue whatever interest we think will take us to securing our own homelands and the safety of our families from the evils that are escaping the City of Spiders.
I could easily want the same. I could easily want the same thing for my own family. So, I'd be with you. We can go see those mountain folk.
Well, maybe we should head that way, and with a little bit of caution and consideration that we may not be able to actually go into the city if things look bad from a distance. But we will try.
Of course. We'll see what our capabilities are when we get there. We might meet allies. We might grow in different ways. They give us new opportunities. But Blingdenstone, we know, is a good option. We don't have to have the City of Spiders as our ultimate goal. Let's get to Blingdenstone, get inside the city, meet some friends, do some favors. And if we see fit, we can go and seek out my mother before we head to the surface. Everybody in? Do we put our hands in at this point?
Oh, you know what? I think what we need for a real bonding moment is Rohija and Jovis. You guys should do a blessing for us all.
Oh, another ceremony would be great. Felt awesome after the
Go
last
team.
one.
How are the rumbles in the rocks, and like how is the situation around us right now?
It sounds like, at least as far as Timbershod goes, the battle is raging more fiercely than before. Fire is shooting up into the top of the cavern in all manners of direction, but he seems to be getting desperate.
Okay.
You can't see kind of what is going on the ground. You guys are a little further away now, but you see his massive body still thrashing and spewing fire everywhere.
I think we should get on, if not onto a boat, at least to the docks, and then we can perform that ceremony, but we need to be
Agreed.
somewhere
Fair enough.
slightly more peaceful.
Perhaps once we're on the water.
It's a little dangerous, I'll give you that.
All right. Well, I suppose we start heading back to the Dark Lake District.
All right, so you guys rush through what is now a clearly losing battle for the Darrow in the streets. Many more Darrow bodies than Duragar that you see. The battle near the hold of the Deep King is nearly won as you rush across the one bridge remaining over Logger's Furrow. You guys begin to run through the streets and the alleyways, past the broken wall of Dark Lake District, past the now emblazoned and burning inn that you stayed at, and you rush towards the docks that brought you here originally. And there are several boats. Some of them are on fire, but you do find two boats. One is of a large enough size to carry all of you.
I guess we take that one.
Anybody look fierce or in charge or of concern at all? Or...
There is no one here.
All right.
No
need to be quiet. Let's just be quick.
I'm gonna tie the second boat to the first one as we're climbing in.
You got it.
That's
and there are oars in both boats.
I'll start getting us going on the water
all together.
Yeah,
all right.
I grab all the oars from the first boat, from the smaller boat, and put it into the bigger boat as I'm tying it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna, sort of on our travels, I was gonna sort of ask Drumboli, so if it wasn't the egg, why?
It's not time yet. It's not time yet. So you guys are still on the docks.
Right,
You're
yeah,
rushing.
still on the docks. So on the way, when we get to the shore, everybody gets busy with some tasks. I sort of take a knee as the lake is sort of lapping onto the shore, and I put my hand in the water, and I say,
Drumboli, you go unconscious, face first in the water.
I flop down into the water. I'm meaning to apologize, make amends, and communicate intent with my patron. I fall unconscious in the water.
I immediately run over to pull his face out of the water and give him a couple slaps.
As you try to draw him from the water rises up and holds him under. It is now clearing near your waist.
Whoa. The whole Dark Lake or just a platform of water?
Currently, it seems like the lake is growing.
Oh, shit. It's a big lake.
So we see that on the outside. We see the lake glowing.
Yeah, you guys watch as suddenly water rushes over the pier that you were all standing in. You're now calf deep in water, and the boats are kind of almost at your like waist height.
What the fuck is happening? I want to look around. Do I see Drumboli from where I'm at?
You see Drumboli still mostly submerged in the water with Jovis starting to pull him up, and as he pulls him, the water rises.
I'll sort of let him back down to see if the water goes back down.
The water begins to recede more slowly, however, he is now fully submerged under it. Drumboli. At first you struggle, certain you're about to drown. But a moment later you realize you don't even need to breathe. The water around you is blue and shimmering, though you don't see a light source. The soft sound of echoing voices rings in your ears. You focus through the haze, and the image before you suddenly takes your breath away. A beautiful female, skin sparkling blue, green fins around her forehead and instead of her ears, large fish-like eyes staring back at you. She has long green hair made of algae, and the bottom half of her body seems to disappear into the water itself. My champion, at last you come to me.
My savior, may I know your name? I don't know what to call you.
I am known as Ossam, Ossam.
Well, my gratitude for everything you have given me and my friends thus far.
Well, I have much more left to give, my champion, and I am glad to help you in your quest. I can feel your desire to do the right thing, to be courageous where once you were not, to be powerful where once you were not.
I am driven by the best virtues of those that I travel with. Being alone, escaping was always the best option, but now I see that we can fight for something more, that we can change things, that there is more than just surviving.
So she puts her hand up kind of over your lips, and you can see these like fin-like ridges down into these points. And it nearly would hurt if she pushed too far. And she says, I did not bring you here to speak of your other friendships. I would like to discuss our friendship.
I am listening.
I am glad to have found you, a kindred spirit. Much
Yes.
like your father was to me once. Did you know he used to pray by the waterside?
No, I hardly ever saw him. He was almost always locked in the slave pits. I know his name, Fured Baka, but not much else. I didn't get to see him, but maybe twice.
He was on the shore only once when I met him, but after he would pray into his water cups, into his wash basin, into any water that would flow from the dark lake, and I would hear him.
That's amazing.
He rests now with me.
That is the best news I've heard in decades. I knew he was slaughtered, and I assumed he was disposed of in the most disrespectful way, with no acknowledgement or respect to his beliefs, and to know that he found comfort in the end with someone that he had his own relationship with, it gives me great relief.
This is a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
And unfortunately, now we must come to your side of things.
You have asked for nothing, and I have much to repay. I just hope that what you ask is something I can give to you and which aligns with the better deeds that I'm trying to grow into.
I have told you a little bit about myself. You seem to understand my relationship with your father. There is only one thing I ask for in return to ever-growing powers.
What is that?
Trust. I need your trust. I need you to understand that I have your best interest at heart and that our ideals align. And I need you to swear to give me your trust.
You know me. You have been inside me, in my mind. You've known things about me and my family I didn't even know. And so if you say we are aligned, I have no rebuttal, no rebuttal to that. You are with me. As far as I know, I'm being guided by you as much as my own intuition in these changes I am going through. I am completely open to your suggestion. Whatever you say, I will be guided by, and I will apply. I am yours.
And she drifts forward, and her lips wrap around yours, and it's not a kiss. It's almost as if it's a breath, except it's water that rushes down your throat, and you can feel its coolness.
Yeah, I'll just breathe it in and try to intentionally fight against my reflexes and try to inhale in the liquid past the barrier into my lungs.
As she pulls back, you feel something click around each of your wrists. 2 onyx bands.
Okay. Like slavers' wrist bracelets, no?
They look more ornamental.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I was like, are these shackles? No, okay. That's all right. I trust in. Nope, they're not. They're good. I didn't doubt for a moment.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to follow my exact commands when I should give them. Now, in return for this, I will give you one more thing. The thing you search for more than anything else.
Yes. What is it?
I will tell you about your mother.
You know, you are everywhere. You can see things unimaginable. Please, I have wondered for my entire life, is she alive?
I know your heart has searched for this a long time, and I am glad to be the one to offer you comfort. Your mother lives.
Big sigh of relief of water comes out of my lungs. Ooh.
She has survived the breaking of the City of Spiders. Yet my waters no longer reach her. I do not know where she is, but she lives.
Her name
Soon.
is Mithril. If you get a chance to call out, I can always called her Mithril. I'll find her, if you will allow me.
Soon she will need your help, my champion. And it is my intention to help her if I can. She and I have common interests, your safety being one of them. If you stay true to your promise, then I will do all I can to reunite you.
I will be strong, and I will be even stronger when you call upon me. When you need something, myself, Drupoli, and all of my powers that both you and myself have given to me will be at your disposal.
All right. And as you say that, she kind of cocks her head a little bit and says, I will see you soon. Now go. It is time to put out this fire.
Indeed. Yes, we will. We will!
And you are suddenly pulled, JOVIS, beneath your hand. Drumboli throws his head back and gasps, coughing up water.
And I just smile. It's gonna be okay, JOVIS.
The waters begin to rise.
Let's get going. We don't have much time.
Yes.
Yar, let's get out of here.
So everybody loads and jumps into the boat, all of your gear, and you guys start rowing. BONUMBESTIA and Rohija pulling hard. Drumboli looking back at the city that is now on fire and the waters rising, and you can feel sort of an elation.
My fingers in it.
And you guys are sort of lifted up in these boats along with this water, a few other boats still scattered by, and start making your way towards the opposite end of the cavern from where you entered, where the dark lake continues on. Behind you, you hear the sounds of another city in ruin left in your wake. The wormsmith Timbershod is screeching his final cries, and the Darrow lie defeated in the streets. Slavery has ended in Gracklestugh, but only through genocide. As the smell of smoke and the sounds of clashing weapons fades behind you, you all find yourselves in silence, alone again, in the quiet of the Underdark.
But I put my arm around BONUMBESTIA, who's 3 feet taller than me.
And that is where we're going to end our
prayer
session.
now.
Awesome.
We will start next time with the prayer, so you guys have some time to prepare yourselves.
Outstanding session, Audie.
That was excellent.
Thanks for all the personal attention.
Yes, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Proud, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. I apologize. As DRUMBOLI comes out of the water and scrambles onto the boat, Jovis, you notice 2 onyx bracelets on his hands.
Those weren't there before. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that seems like the less important thing going on right now. So.
New jewelry, and you didn't go. You didn't tell me you were going shopping.
He was going diving for it. Find pearls.
I
Drum
find
finds bracelets.
I figure we got plenty of time to have conversations coming up.
I think
yeah.
it'll take a while. We'll be on the river for a little bit.
I mean, have
All
people
sorts of-
stocked up on food? What's our?
Nope.
No, we
We're
ran
just
the fuck
going.
out of the city. We didn't even go get anything we left behind at the tavern.
Didn't we get
I
like
travel light.
Yeah, we got like all the rations we wanted
Yeah.
at some point. I've got 20 rations on me.
Oh yeah, we did on the mushrooms. Yeah, we did stock up on the mushrooms and put those on ourselves in the
Yeah,
tunnels.
We did get a lot of mushrooms.
I have 40 rations.
Mushrooms.
All right,
because
so we're good.
as like a giant ancestral giant whatever, I have a double carrying capacity, so I can just I took yeah.
The smell of just the Santa sacks of mushrooms you must be carrying around to equal that much weight is sickening.
Yeah, Rohija every now and then forgets what's in that bag, and she goes to open. And she's like, "Oh, yep, okay, that's the, yep, that's the
They're
mushroom."
edible.
It's
Well,
better
good
than
job.
eating like rotten fish on the trip there, so you know.
Yeah.
Good job finishing up Gracklestugh.
Heart rate was crazy tonight.
I was trying to figure out how I was going to do it, and I was like, oh my god, is he going to reach in the water? Oh my god, is he going to reach in the water?
I mean, it would have been a wrench in your plans. I backed off a little bit, but part of me wanted to dive off, drinking the potion of water breathing, try and grapple him and swim to the bottom of the lake until he drowned.
Oh no, that would have been fine. I had no problems with that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about at the end, because I had this
yeah.
whole
Touch the water.
sequence set up.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
You would have gone unconscious the second you stepped in the boat.
Oh, me
but
going to put my hand in the water was kind of
Yeah.
nice then.
I was like, oh shit.
It's hard to get into a boat like that without touching the water.
At some point.
Like, these
Yeah.
are not stable
Splash.
boats.
Yeah, it's true. No, happy it was kismet. It all worked out.
Yes, that was awesome.
Well, good job, guys. Like
Definitely
I said,
going
we'll
to
start
re-listen to
with
this
that
session
prayer.
later.
A fun story tonight.
So
Good
that-
night, now.
Night, Theo.
Good
Thanks
night,
for staying up with
Theo.
us, man. Love you. I'll see you later.
So that's the end of the official part of Out of the Abyss, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes, I think so. Thanks
Oh,
for
wow.
joining us.
Yes, and we're gonna
Skipping
continue
over.
on. We got some homebrew.
Well, I think
Content.
officially in Alley Abyss, I think we kind of just cut and come back eventually.
Oh no, you're not done with Out of the Abyss content.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you're going to Blinkenstone, right? And then you might be going around to Menzo Barazan, who knows?
For sure.
So
Well, I wasn't sure like how much of what was coming up is because you were gonna like homebrew some stuff. So, all right.
that'll be once you get out. When you get out, that's when the homebrew starts.
Gotcha.
I got the
If you
feeling
get
like
out.
our personal backstories, maybe me excluded, would sort of be fit into this intermission before we dive back into fighting demons that came out of the abyss.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
man.
that's basically.
I've from what I've heard, like or I guess it depends on how you run it, but like very at its core, out of the abyss, like at this point, you kind of just cut and then like have a training montage, and then you come back and fight a bunch of demons. Like there's really not that much to it at this point.
I guess I don't know. I mean, maybe that's true, but I have a bunch of shit planned. So.
Yeah, like I said,
that's true. Awesome stuff coming too.
But the truth is, most modules run completely from the pages are pretty boring because they're all just starting points to spark imaginations. If you run it from the book, it'll be pretty bare bones and boring and short. But if DMs expand on it, it'll be unique and fun and pretty long, is what I've found. Reading through different modules, they're all pretty short.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what gives them a bad rep for a lot of people, but you can run them as however you want.
Right.
I think we've certainly been having definitely our money's worth out of these two modules.
Yeah, for sure. And they're like two of the most classic, like,
5e
modules. Yeah.
Two of the most classic 5e. and style really works for me. I can't do 100% homebrew, and I wouldn't be able to do 100% from the page because I would just like die to change things. But it's a great middle ground, just adjusting everything as you see fit as you go along.
Well, and it's also kind of like what you care about. Like, I really like the whole stone speaker thing, so I leaned heavily into that. The stone speakers are one fucking paragraph. Like, that's it.
Right.
There's like the names of two, and that's it. It barely tells you how to get there.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Arabelle is one encounter where you try and save her from a sack in the water.
I love Arabelle, that little bitch.
Oh, I hope she doesn't die.
I might kill Arabelle.
I might kill her. I don't know.
She's intentionally antagonistic. She's one who's been heavily matured by crazy visions of horrific things, and she's had to deal with it in weird ways. So, yeah, she is a little off-putting.
No. I mean, I might actually kill her on our next turn because they've been talking me out of a fireball over here. So. Gotcha. After you guys dropped out last night, that was it. It was just them talking me out of a fireball.
What was you trying to do? That's why you wanted him or Raylan to move?
Well, I was going to do lightning bolt, but there's not enough of them. Fireball will get more of them.
Yeah, and Arabelle used her reaction to get out of the way of a damaging spell beforehand, so she doesn't have a reaction of danger.
I think she might go before me, though.
If she does, she's like almost guaranteed to go ethereal. Like she's not.
Well, we were actually talking about that.
Yeah. But she used her action to use the curse, the Vistani curse that she's got against this surprise intruder, so she couldn't do it on the last round, and now she's trying to bolt. And knowing her, she's probably going ethereal first chance she gets. She knows when to back out.
And I think we might need some information on, what is the likelihood of stuff inside this space? Because we're not near the.
Remember, I'm going to change the damage type.
It's all wood.
It's all wood, but it's like thick wood, which doesn't catch fire quickly, and this is sort of an instantaneous flash.
Could be dry wood, though.
If you're talking about using fireball,
indoors,
it's not going to light the entire structure on fire. It's like loose flammables, I think, and it's more of a instantaneous flash of gasoline than it is napalm.
Right. That's basically what I've been.
So that'll save me.
But the crops outside would be completely different. A fireball in the vineyards where it's literally dry, dead kindling is a recipe for a wildfire.
Yeah. But inside this building, especially on the first floor where there's no hatch ceiling or anything.
Yep.
So get ready for a fireball. Sweet. So glad we told our strategies. Can get all his bad guys.
I will continue to optimize against you like I did with the spike growth, like I do all the time.
I should have counterspelled that shit, but I was like, I'm not going to counterspell the first thing she throws at us.
Did you know you were counterspelling fog cloud the second time?
No.
Because I was describing it as oily and kind of unnatural.
Yep. But I was like,
I don't do this enough, but there's a part of the module that tells you to try to reflavor all the players' spells as some sort of sick, twisted, horrible thing all the time. And I'm like, I can't get into that. But I try to do that for my monsters sometimes.
You also do it for me a lot.
Yeah, because you've got the whole thing. But it's supposed to really impact everybody's magic, the way like Gracklestugh can't speak outside the mist, and you lose contact with your deity. It's supposed to be as complete isolation, including your spells. Like if you cast Mage Hand, it's supposed to look like a skeletal hand instead of a normal hand. That kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Oh,
That's
also,
Feel free to flavor that however you want. You can have your spells look as horrific as you want. I just can't keep up with all that in the middle of combat.
I kind of like that for Zaf, as like his magic starting to get corrupted.
For sure.
I mean,
Your
and
familiars can be all grotesque if you want. I don't care.
and you know the interaction with the wolf hunters and everything, like Raylan's sort of sympathizing a little bit with Zaf and the turning darkness. So,
Oof.
But back to today's session, that was awesome. That speech that you threw out there, Devin, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I wanted to give you guys a little taste of what it's like in Menzoberranzan, so you know what you're talking about when talking about the city of spiders. So I wanted to sort of speak that through the monologue to this guy of I know how you grew up and how intense pressure there is to be such an asshole all the time. It's not your fault, man. I get it. It's not your fault. That's kind of what makes me so different, so isolated, is like I was the one person who's not like kill all your friends to show how proud you are to the Spider Queen. It's real twisted shit. So it was a fun one to write.
Man, I must say, one thing I love about this campaign, like the first ever, I think I've told you guys, the first ever campaign I played in was a bunch of like high school theater kids, so it was like no combat and nothing but roleplay, which is pretty fun, but like I love these campaigns because there's such a great balance. Like the fights are super intense and difficult, but the roleplay is like so strong, and we all have a good connection.
It is kind of a dream D&D team. So
For sure, I love that we do 2 campaigns to capitalize on it. The min-maxer in me loves our efficiency.
Yeah, I know, and I was gonna say, I know we got really busy with Curse of Strahd and Out of the Abyss, so I'm not gonna try and impede on that. But eventually, I still want to find some way for me to run my own thing, since I haven't gotten a chance yet.
One shot
to the
through
yes.
always
Run a
welcome.
one shot anytime.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I do not have the time to actually plan out an entire campaign.
Yeah.
as a DM, I always welcome a night off. So
Yeah, I love watching players DM, man. It just gives you such perspective of the other side of the screen. It's amazing.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've been really nervous for a while, but it's not like you guys are like gonna chastise me. Like,
no, we're gonna love everything you do. We chased
Absolutely.
Chantel's chickens for half an hour.
Yes.
That's right. In case chickens with me, we can do whatever you want.
Yep. So I think
Doug,
I
and
found.
Doug, you did a good job too, man. You get it. Like it's a tough hurdle to get through. He's gone, but yeah.
No, I'm here.
He's right there.
I'm
my
just
fault.
when I'm like not
This is a
actively at the
bridge.
computer, I like to sort of
bridge.
stroll around.
I see it now. You're like
So-
a predator.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
that's
and out
maybe
of the
not the
bridge.
word I would use, but okay.
In and out of the forest, kind of camouflage.
No, like in the forest. Yeah, you're camouflaged
yeah.
against the bridge.
Yes, my.
But yeah, I
Little-
found one that I kind of like. If you guys anytime, I would
one
say
shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it
anytime.
sometime in the new year.
You know how fun it is to roll up characters. Anybody would say yes to that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I think it's balanced for level 5 to 7, depending on how many people you have. So I guess with us, we probably do maybe like 5 or 6.
It's a great level.
Awesome. Yeah, I love 5.
It's one of those kind of like cute, like not really like too serious ones, kind of
Mm-hmm.
a nice little task to do and little.
I love those. I
Me
love
too.
those.
It's like how we all
You don't have
started
to
at,
be
like,
so
Mansions of
emotionally invested all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like the Pungeon Dungeon and her chicken chasing. Like it's great to start out lighthearted where the stakes aren't huge.
Right.
Right. So yeah,
Like-
I'll start preparing this and like looking into it and everything. And if you guys want to play
Cool.
it in the next few weeks,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Anytime.
that'd be
Absolutely.
great.
So
You hear that stream? We're gonna have a random play night.
Oh man,
That
just
didn't
like
come out right.
Have guest DMs from one shot.
That's our OnlyFans. No.
I mean,
Oh,
if there's
God.
one thing this group has going for it is there's a very high percentage of player/DM combos, and that doesn't happen in a lot of groups.
Yeah. And DMs make like really nice players, I've found. Like all DMs are like, I just want you to win, man. I'm rooting for you as a DM.
Yep.
So speaking of what's coming up, next Tuesday, let's see, that is the
Out of the Abyss again.
Out of the Abyss
Woohoo.
on the 4th.
Dark Lake
January
Edition.
4th.
Oh yeah, time to come up with something for that because I have squat.
Roll some encounters, travel some distance. We'll role play. We'll have a prayer.
Yeah,
We'll fill up the time for sure.
definitely get comfortable doing some role play. I feel like we need that in this party a little bit more.
Yeah, we could use it a
Like
session or
just
two
to-
to decompress. I mean,
It's
random
really
encounters
a
are
little
fun
more-
for sure. Feel free to challenge us on the
Yeah.
I feel like there's still a lot that we don't even know about each other's characters.
Yeah, it's good talking time.
I mean, Drumboli's, gonna be able to do some fishing, even, just like, I don't want any of those stinking mushrooms unless I have to kind of thing, is what it sounded like.
I might go fishing anyway. I feel like I might enjoy swimming
yeah.
more than I used to.
Yes.
I don't remember what fishing rules I used, so get ready for all new fishing rules.
I think he just had his roll survival.
At some point, I was like, can I take big gulps of air and go underwater and cast one spell? And you would let me, so I was going to attack things with magic underwater. I had fun with it. But then I'm suffocating. After the spell, I'm immediately suffocating under those rules. So
Well, I guess you'll have to figure out if that's still true with your new.
I guess so. Bracelets of doom.
Bracelets of slavery.
Bracelets of you're gonna choose her over us at some point is what that's gonna come down to. Out of
I'm sure
character
she
is how
wouldn't
it-
ask that
Party.
of me any more than you guys would ask that of me. And you would never put me under some ultimatum, because that's the sign of somebody who's not going to get chosen.
I don't know.
Nobody
The
would
whole
ever say,
dismissing
"Trust me
when you were
blindly," for no reason at all.
Yeah, the whole dismissing when you started talking about your friends and everything, I was like, ooh, I don't like the sound of this.
She's a little jealous there. It was a bit of me.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if any of us have any other friends, companions that we carry with us that are kind of like that. Sunblade.
And, I am, out of character looking forward to it. Jovis is not looking forward to this long boat trip with Rohija after the, after the abandoning.
Listen, guys, I'm not mad, but I'm just saying, if things weren't so, if things were a little bit different, I would have hoped you guys weren't being such assholes.
Is that why you brought the second boat, so you and Rohija could travel separately? It's like a guest bedroom. Sleeping in separate boats tonight, Rohija.
It's whoever's the loudest snorer, we're gonna put them on that boat and let it drift 30 feet behind us.
How much rope do we have?
That's definitely PARREN.
The rope of.
Yeah, it would be Druid.
That's just going to be the love shack for Perrin and Eldith.
Oh, yeah. Put a blanket over them, they'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't want to go to that boat. That's their boat now. And that's fine, because I don't want them doing it in my boat.
Yeah, I'm like,
This is the no sex boat.
they're both the no sex boat, but if you have to, this one's definitely the no sex boat.
Okay. So it'll be Perrin, Eldith, and then Jovis whenever Rohija's mad at him, which will be always.
Yeah, I feel like you guys finally opened up some avenues of inner conflict, and you guys haven't dealt with the Darrow genocide yet either, and
Right. And
your
we'll talk-
implication in that.
7 fireballs that.
Honest-
What's that? Darrow murderer?
A drop in the
I only
bucket.
killed 13 of them.
You killed a bunch of them, Rohija.
13.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference is I killed them with my bare,
You wrecked them.
metal to skin, fist to throat.
Wow, that's better,
That
I
just
guess.
I don't know if that's the argument you
Like
think
we're
it
enjoying
is.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying in her favor, where I'm the more of the monster.
Yeah. Well,
Certainly
we
have a
didn't
knack
want
for
to.
leaving.
We tried really
Cities
hard
burning.
to avoid murdering them, but they came at us, and it's like,
Yeah.
fuck around and find out, bro.
I think we all kind of unanimously agreed that this is a shitty situation, but
We want to survive this shitty situation,
But
so
the madness is a shittier situation, so let's do it and get through
Yeah.
I'm way happier with me being alive than you being dead.
I think I
Hey,
came
guys.
away feeling the Darrow were kind of goblin-esque in my rationale of them. Like, you know, if they're just gonna bite you when they come out of their cage, then maybe they need to be in a cage. And if cages aren't okay, then I guess we go away from the only inevitable scenario that could. I don't know. It's
They just
complicated.
never stood a chance.
They never stood a chance. That's where I came out to. Doomed. They were
Well, now
And
that
I
they
mean-
have their independence, kind of, they can do what they do with that.
I think the implication is
I
they're all
think that-
dead.
They're dead.
They're
all dead.
100% of them dead.
They swept
An
through those
entire
caves.
species wiped out.
All the kids from the caves were
and
probably
we were a part of
slaughtered.
that.
Yeah, we let them all out.
We didn't let them out.
Well,
We kind of
Well,
did.
we
we
just
riled them up. You know,
Yeah.
things were already in the works. We
Slaves,
just
riling them up is like akin to weaponizing them.
But they were already
You can't
riled
give
up.
them hope or any kind of aggression. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
they
right.
were already
This was not new.
starting.
They had-
We just
They
a
were
plan,
they
like-
were very aggressive.
I
just
think we were
said-
just the needle that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
We were
Or
literally
however that
one mechanism
thing
in
is.
a
Nailed it, Alex.
mechanism thing.
It
that
could have been
caused
any
that final-
intruder, right? Because it could have been any group of
outsider.
intruders would have started this revolution. It's not like we were extra explosive in there.
All I could think of though during that part was like in like Beyond Scared Straight, where like they have all the prisoners like clanging on the like bars and like trying to scare the kids as they're walking through.
Yeah.
Like that's what I got during that scene. We're just walking down the.
They're all barking at us. What are you doing, pretty cakes?
And Drumboli learned to check for traps.
Yeah, on the way
I was
in.
like, there's no way he's not going to check for a trap, right?
I'm in a garbage pile. And there's a huge chaos going on behind me. Yeah, I
To the
wasn't
super secret
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
thieves'
thinking-
cant
Wasn't the roguiest of my rogue
entrance.
moments. But you know what? No one ever actually plays rogues usually. Like I give you, it's a very underplayed class in my mind.
They're fucking like nigh untouchable.
Yeah.
Once you get evasion, like it's over.
That's next level. I put it off for 3 levels now to give you a chance to kill me. Next level, I take evasion. Level 8, that's not bad for a rogue.
I like fighter because it's a really easy class. Like you can stomach being able to multi-class away from it because like you're missing some like solid abilities, but you're never missing anything like crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Solid foundation anyway, with like the Constitution saving throw. I think that's the best part of starting fighter.
Yeah. Like I'm probably not gonna be taking any more fighter levels. I'm probably just gonna be continuing with barbarian for the rest of my levels.
Cool.
I'm just excited to see you guys use all your new fun stuff. I want to see you use that bow.
Me
I'm
too.
excited
I'm so
about that bow.
that bow.
I mean,
can't-
my
I'm
new
not-
fun stuff is a scroll of Revivify, so
No one's taken the slippers of spider climbing, just saying.
Oh, I missed that one. Maybe Parren will want that one. Oh,
I thought
Although
Ravina had taken them.
no, she took those.
I was
two.
about to say I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was the one that looked at him, but I might want him to, so I can kind of position myself better. But it's kind of my thing.
Go ahead.
I-
I'm fine with it. I mean, as a rogue, sure, I would take it. I'll trade you the wound of Pararapt closure if you want, because I know you were interested in that.
If you want to do that, then yeah, I'd honestly probably rather have that.
Okay, you take the wound closure. I will take the spider climbing. Now I'm a rogue who can climb walls. That seems awesome. Good trade, as they would say in Dances with Wolves. Good trade.
All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our evening. I'm going to go and find some food.
Cool.
And I'll see you guys next Tuesday, right?
Good luck with your
That
scavenging.
sounds bad.
Hole.
See you guys.
Yeah. Now I got to figure